went straight back offline. Oh, it's sick. Yes, reuse settings. Next. Yes. Yep, mine is left now. Yep. Alright. Okay. I guess we can count down now. Okay. Go. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, and let's go. Hello and welcome. Herzlich willkommen an alle Zuschauer des Deutschen and of the English stream. We are back with the W12 Sprint Series. We are happy to welcome you in 2022. Almost got that wrong. Almost
Definitely.
said 2021.
Oh, very close.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to the second to last round of the W12 Sprint Series. We are thrilled to have you here. Wir freuen uns sehr, dass ihr auch heute wieder eingeschaltet habt. Und wir müssen direkt mit den neuen Änderungen beginnen. Ich und Dan werden gleich drüber sprechen. So we just go straight into the changes that have been made.
Yes.
For this second to last round of the W12 Sprint Series. Do you want to start with the first change? We don't have much time, so we need to get through this.
Well, I
as we set this
mean, we are proud to announce that we have live stewarding, which is going to change up the racing a lot. And we have a safety car, which is also going to change up the racing a lot, I think. We will now have, at times, closer racing, which is always a good thing, isn't it, Kev?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
it's just it just adds a whole lot of new variables to what can happen in a race, and I think it's an awesome thing to add.
Yeah, definitely. And the second part of the changes, I'd say, more for the especially more for the drivers, I'd say, is the new fuel regulations that we have put in place. So quickly, for an explanation, back then or up until the last round, we always have like a limited amount of fuel that the drivers can use during the race and refill during the race, which made for very limited approaches in most of the time, very limited approaches in fuel strategy. So we have changed that up a bit. The race now starts with a limited amount of fuel. So let's say, I think it's 17% of the fuel tank. But the drivers can refuel as much as they want to. So they can technically come in after lap 1 and just fuel for the rest of the race and then just run long. Which also opens up the possibility for a driver who has maybe had a crash in turn 1 or in the first lap to just go to the pits, fuel up for the rest of the race, and maybe claw back some positions like that. So so a whole lot of new strategies that are possible now with the new fueling regulations that we have put in place for this round.
Yeah, so I think that means that we are. I mean, we had exciting racing before this, but yeah, what can we expect now? I mean, what can be better than we had last rounds? I mean, can it be better?
Yeah, definitely. I think it can always be better, especially considering the last round. We don't talk about that anymore. But no, just kidding. I think what it can definitely do, what I hope it will do, is spice up the strategies a bit. Maybe put some people in the front that we usually don't see there.
Yeah.
Just by using a different strategy. You never know what works for people. So, and we had other rules back then for the fuel, but still there were some interesting tactics that have worked out for the drivers. So now with an even bigger playing field considering tactics, why shouldn't it happen more now? So
exactly, it's going to be even more difficult for us to keep an eye out for strategies.
Yeah, I mean that's always difficult with the limited data that we also have.
Well, I mean the question is for me to you. I don't know if you know this, but I haven't found any information about it. Maybe you know it. That are you allowed to pit under a safety car? Because I think
we have talked about that. There is that somewhere. I think I have seen that. Let me just check for a second.
Well, I'll just quickly catch up with the people about the standings then.
It will be open. It will be open during the period.
It will be open. Okay, that's good to know. Well, I mean the standings then.
Let's talk about that.
What do you think of it? I mean, it's
a
great thing to add.
There's one guy, pretty much ahead at this point, and the one driver that we see at the top now. So in the German Stream, im deutschen Stream, die Standings, die wir jetzt gerade sehen, sind noch ohne Drop Weeks. Die kann ich euch auch anblenden, wenn wir die mal mit einzählen, die schlechtesten Wochen, also weggerechnet. In beiden Wochen ist auf jeden Fall ein Fahrer on top und das ist Mirko Bortolotti. Das heißt, er ist der Mann, der heute Abend den Gesamtsieg auch schon tatsächlich für sich entscheiden kann.
Yes.
So I was just saying, I have the drop weeks and the normal standings, to say it like that, put up. So Mirko is on top, of course, of both of them, and Mirko is the driver that can wrap the drivers' championship up at least this week.
Yeah, I mean, if we now go to the drop week standings, we have it here. That you can see that the gap for Mirko is suddenly a lot smaller, but it still means with a gap of 49 points that he can basically wrap it up this week. He needs more than 55 points, I think. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, I do think so.
So more than 55 points in the lead, which means that I think by winning the first server, the feature race, that will wrap up then the championship for it, because he will be more than 55 points ahead. So I think even if he has...
as I see it, Markus Steffel is not on the server right now. So
that's big.
So, and I think he already has a drop week calculated in.
Yeah.
Mirko doesn't really have a drop week because he has participated in all of the weeks up until now. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. If Markus doesn't show up, I don't see him in the standings at the moment. So if he doesn't show up for the race start, then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It is pretty much it anyways. I mean, Mirko will definitely get some good points, and the next week will be his drop week. Some insider sources state that he will not be driving next week.
Well, I mean, he can, so you will gain back 34 points or something in
he will
in that region,
back,
and then he will lose 0
points again. Yeah. So
I think basically with that, if that is the case, then I think he is.
I mean, the only thing that
already won it.
That could happen is if Mirko crashes out of all of the races, doesn't qualify well, then that's like the only time we really.
But still,
not see Mirko at the top.
Yeah, but still, next week that would mean that he would still have a gap of 34 points, which is quite a lot.
And then Marcus would have to win all of the races next week, which if he doesn't participate today, we'll see how that one works out as well. So yeah, I'd say we wait with the whole thing until after today. Then we can make a proper assessment of that. But Mirko can and probably will wrap up the title tonight. I think that much can be said.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, if we now then jump back on to track action, what do we have today, Kevin? We have a very interesting car and track combination, GTEs at Okoyama.
Okoyama, yes.
Which I think is a very interesting track.
Okayama is a great track. Actually, it's a lot of fun to drive, I think. Of course, near and dear to every iRacer's heart, because the MX-5 Cup is a really regular guest at Okayama. So not an unfamiliar track.
Exactly.
It does. It is driven less the further up you go in the structure of iRacing. So like the top leagues, talking about European Sprint. IMSA was here last season. I don't know if they are again this season. But yeah, not a regular fixture for the upper class races, but definitely a favorite going down to the rookies and D-class races or C-class races. There, Okayama is a big favorite of the classes there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely looks like a pretty interesting track with a lot of high-speed corners with, also quite a lot of low-speed corners. I mean, the last sector is pretty much all low speed. I don't see a real overtaking opportunity there if you're not already side by side.
Yeah, but that could be very interesting if the drivers are going into it side by side and they hang on to it. We could see them going side by side through the whole last sector, more or less. So that could be quite interesting. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think qualifying is about to begin, Kevin.
Yeah.
Which means that we are gonna have to go and say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, we will hear each other again later. And yeah.
Yeah, hope we see some amazing racing.
Definitely. I'm not too worried about that.
Me neither. But
right.
have fun.
Yeah, you too.
I'll speak to you after the race. Well, everyone, that is all wrapped up for today. Again, then, a very interesting track and car combination. I mean, what else can we ask from the drivers? It's at the moment very close on top again. It is only it's Jonas Vana on top. He's currently in the pits, but he is in front of Mirko Bortolotti, championship leader. 2.5 tenths, which is very close. We can now go to screen, and I think that with this, with qualifying being very near to us, of course, first server is separate qualifying, so they have a one shot in the first server, which means that if you have an off track in that lap, you are pretty much at the back of the grid for all the heats, and that means that you will have to work your way up through the field, which is going to be very, very interesting to see, I think. Also, with the safety car now, the safety car won't be deployed in the Heat 1 and Heat 2 for the first server. Heat or the consolation race, it also won't be deployed. But in the feature race, as we now move on to qualifying, in the feature race, there is a very, very possible chance that we will see the safety car out on track. And I mean, what better track to start that with than at Okoyama? A very, yeah, interesting track with GTEs, quite high speed at a lot of corners, even though these cars don't have a lot of downforce. And I think we will definitely stay on board with our championship man if he is out on track, which he currently isn't. Which means that we will have to stay with Matthias Baldau for a bit, which is of course not a problem. We will see that I think Mirko Bortolotti will go out on track quite soon. 4 minutes. Man will be... Where is he gonna start from the back in these races? As there he is, he's finally out on track. Mirko Bortolotti, there he is in his BMW. We will now see what he can do. Meanwhile, a lot of drivers already wrapping up their first lap. We will see, I think, a pole position again from Mirko Bortolotti will give him just that edge going into these races. I mean, the more track time he gets, the better it will go for him, I think. Meanwhile, is it time? Niels Langeveld with all purple sectors, but it doesn't give him anything because he is on an out lap. The first man on a real fast lap is... I don't know, actually. We will see. We will definitely see. As Mirko Bortolotti is now gonna start his lap. Going into T1, very neat and tidy. Of course, you want to keep the car off the outside grass here as well. Very easy to hit it on entry. Clipping the apex here is, of course, a crucial part of the lap. Then we have a little bit of a straight. Yeah, it isn't really straight, but it's flat, so we call it a straight. Then we have a very hard braking zone into this long right hander leading onto a straight, which will lead you onto a hairpin as we now have the first times coming in. Jonas Vana, 1:24.65 is currently the fastest lap time. As we can see, Clemon Schmid is closest to that. Going into the hairpin now, very close for Mirko Bortolotti. What are his lap times at the moment looking like? Niels Langeveld with 3 purple sectors again. Is he going to be able to wrap this up again? It looks like he is not. Oh, he is just off. He is off by, I think, 5/10 or something. Mirko Bortolotti now coming onto the straight again. 1 corner left. He accelerates out of the last corner. What will it be for Mirko Bortolotti in his championship race? It will be... You'll see it in a minute. It will be 2nd place for him currently. in the race where he can wrap up the championship. Mirko Bortolotti. That is a very, very good time, as we now have also Yannick Simon into the last sector. What is he going to be able to do about that? It's very, very close at the top. But Jonas Vana has pole position with a very, very big gap. 3.5 tenths is the gap currently. Yannick Simons also not able to do anything about that. As we can see, all drivers now out on track. Jens Fiedler, he is driving back to the pits. And that is, I think, qualifying done for us. A very, very interesting lineup for the first grid we will have for Heat 1. Remember, no safety car in Heat 1, but we will have live stewarding in server 1. As we now look onto the grid for server 1. We have, of course, not a standing start in these GTEs. It's a rolling start, of course. The grid is as follows for the first heat. Jonas Vana is on pole position. Clemens Schmidt is second. Third is Evan Dietzold. Fourth is Maximilian Paul. Fifth is Markus Rima. Sixth, Jens Fiedler with a very good qualifying from his side. Seventh is Florian Stadtmann in his Ferrari. Julian Rambo-Schulz is 8th. 9th is Stefan Capella. And 10th, rounding off the top 10, is Yannick Simon. As we saw that lap in qualifying, his ending of the lap. Matthias Baldauf is in 11th, and 12th is Gustavo Xavier. Move on to the race info. We are of course racing at Okayama International Circuit. 3.65 kilometers long, this track. Track temperature currently is 32 degrees, which is very spicy. The air temperature is 19 degrees and the humidity 68%. It's partly cloudy and the wind is at 3 kilometers an hour. We're at not too high of an altitude. And of course, as we know, Okayama is of course in Japan. We're using the full course, as we can see now that the drivers will roll away from their spots. Which will bring us to the rolling start, as we have the safety car driver in the chat. I think that's not something appropriate to do. He should go into his car, seat up, but he has some time because we're not going to use it this time round. As here the pace car goes off into the pits. Jonas Vana leads the field to green. It's his choice when he wants to go to green, and that is now. We are green for Heat 1 of this race. We're green, and that means that we are underway. Clemens Schmidt is side by side behind Jonas with Evan Dietzold. Evan Dietzold getting the run on him, but the cutback is there from Clemens Schmidt. He now is in third, but looking to go around the outside of Evan Dietzold. He is not going to make that stick, and he is going to spin. He is going to keep it off the racing line, but that is very sad from Clemens Schmidt, falling down to 12th in Heat 1, which will not give him the best starting position for the race, of course. Jonas Vana is still out in front, as meanwhile, a little bit further back, Markus Rima is defending from Jens Fiedler in... or it's Maximilian Paul defending from Markus Rima, trying to go around the outside. He's going to be able to make that one stick. No, he isn't. Inside is for the next corner, but he isn't going to be able to stick a wheel up the inside. Maximilian has that one covered. Meanwhile, a little bit further behind that, it's Yannick Simon right on the back of Matthias Baldauf. As we see Gustavo Xavier behind that, looking for a move on Stefan Capella. Is Evan Dietzold gonna be able to do to what is Evan Dietzold gonna be able to do to Jonas Vana? Looks like Jonas is just that little bit faster around here. Maximilian Paul is third at the moment. He is not being able to pressurize someone Julian Rambo-Schulz with, I think, a very beautiful livery on that Corvette. Made a bit of a slip up there. That makes him vulnerable for Matthias Baldorf behind. As we now look onto his nose. Not quite close enough, I think, to go for a move into the next corner. As we see here, it goes uphill quite a lot in this corner. This is really the only corner with a little bit of undulation in it, which I think is, as he's now, is he going to be able to go for the move up the inside of the hairpin? Yes, he is. Down the inside goes Matthias Baldorf on Julian. He is going to make that move stick, and that is a position up for him. Is Julian going to be able to do something back in this corner? No, he isn't, and that is a position gained for Matthias Baldorf, his 4th position gained. Meanwhile, he's up to 7 now, which will make him 7th in the standings. As he is now trying to attack Florian Stadtmann ahead of him. He is all over him. Squirming is the back of that Ferrari. Onto the straight we go now. As we look on board then. Is he going to be able to make it stick? No, he has not got the exit he wanted out of that corner. And that is going to see him not going for a move up the inside, but very close. He made himself vulnerable there on Julian behind with that mistake. Is Julian now going to try and do something into this corner? No, he isn't. He's going to sit behind for a little bit. So meanwhile, we out in front have a little bit of a battle on our hands with Evan Dietzold trying to fend off Maximilian. He is all over the back of him. But that is not the most interesting. This man has currently not had the best race of his career. Clement Schmid all over the back of Gustavo Xavier. Can he try and do something up the inside? He's going to be able to make it stick. No, he isn't. But is he going to pressurize him into a mistake? Yes, he is. He locks up. Gustavo locks up there. And that is moved on for Clement Schmid. As we look on to that again. He pressurized him there into that mistake. So we'll look on board one more time. Marcus Schimmer, what happened to him? Doesn't look like a lot happened. Not a lot happening to him. I mean, while we were looking at that replay, Matthias Baldorf has passed Florian Stadtmann, but he got back past Florian Stadtmann and Matthias Baldorf fighting for 6th and 7th, as he's now going to defend the inside. Is Matthias Baldorf going to find a way around that? The next corner is for him, the inside. Oh, they have a little touch there. As Julian is now going to try and go up the inside, but that is a position gained again for Matthias Baldorf. 6th he is now. He is on an absolute charge. Evan Dietzold loses it there with a lock-up, and Maximilian is through there. Not what he wanted, I think. But oh well. He is now all over the back of him, trying to attack us. Meanwhile, Jonas Vana is heading clear of the field. Not what you want to see really in this race, but it happened. Not close racing at the front, but that is to the good for Jonas Vana, of course. A brilliant drive from him as he now got the white flag up the inside. Tries to go Evan Dietzold, but that doesn't work there. And he's going to try and sit behind, but all this fighting from these two has allowed Marcus Rima to catch up to both of them. It's going to try a late lap lunge for a podium position. It looks like Evan Dietzold is closer to Maximilian Pohl than Marcus Rima is to Evan Dietzold. Gonna try and do something up the inside. No, it looks like he's a little bit too far back. And that is, I think, position done. There's not really a lot he can do in this next part if Marcus Rima doesn't lock up. And it looks like he is not gonna do that. Oh, is he? Oh, they get very close here. But also from behind, he has a lot of pressure. Is he going to try it up the inside here? He is all over the back of him. He's pressurizing him into the last corner. But it's not really an overtaking opportunity there. And that is for third place. He's going to hold off. Yes, he is. Meanwhile, Jonas Vana has won this race. 3.26 seconds clear of the field. Maximilian gets through into second. And our top 3 is rounded off by Evan Ditzhold. Congrats to Jonas Vana for winning the first heat. We now look on to the result of the first heat. Yes, there it is. Jonas Vana, as we said, winner in the first heat. Maximilian Paul is in second. As we have some difficulties. Evan Ditzhold is third, fourth is Marcus Rima. Very close, these three, of course. Fifth, Jens Fiedler. Sixth, Matthias Baldauf. A very good race for him. Gained a lot of position. 5 to be exact. Florian Stadtmann, 7th. Julian Rambot Jules, 8th. 9th is Stefan Capella. 10th, Yannick Simon. 11th, Gustavo Xavier. And 12th is Clemon Schmidt. A very interesting first heat, to be fair. As we now move on to the second heat. We have the grid of the second heat, as we have on pole position the man who can wrap up the championship by winning the feature race in the first heat, because Marcus Steffel, I think, doesn't compete. Mirko Bortolotti is first in this second heat. Niels Langeveld is second. Tobias Kurz and Thomas Fieber are on the second row, third and fourth. Fifth is Martin Stadtmann, sixth Lucas Cambea, and seventh Marcus Deutsch. Eighth Stefano Pellegrino, ninth Mike David Ortmann, 10th Benedikt Hochleitner, 11th Hugo Sasse, and rounding off the grid is our safety car driver Marnix Heister. He doesn't count, of course. As we now look on to the grid, Mirko Bortolotti gonna lead the field to the green flag. As he's gonna try and decide when to go green. That is now. He has a very good start. He is away from the guys behind us. Meanwhile, behind that, Niels Langeveld has a very bad start. They are 3 wide for second position. On the outside is Thomas Piba. Is he going to be able to make that move stick? Up the inside now goes Tobias Kurz. That's going to be the outside for the next corner. And it's all going to stay like this. But up the inside now goes Lucas Cambe. Is going to be able to make that one stick? No, he isn't. He's going to have to slot in behind. But he's going to try it up the inside of this corner. Not really an overtaking opportunity, as we can see. You go in deep. You have a little bit of a worse exit, but yes, it did show up. It did show up, Mornix. It did. As we saw, we have an incident, but that is on the last race. We now have on the outs. No. Tobias Kurz is 5th still with a very bad start. He lost 2 positions there. As meanwhile, for the lead, it's still Mirko Bortolotti out in front. Niels Langeveld behind him in the bright yellow Porsche. Thomas Piva is just behind that, but it's really Niels Langeveld who is pressurizing Mirko Bortolotti. Very close racing from these guys. Niels Langeveld really keeping up now with Mirko Bortolotti. This is, remember, for starting for the second position. So 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th and 10th and so on will be decided in this heat. The top 2 or the top 3 will go on to the feature race immediately. 4th till 12th will compete in the consolation race. So these guys really don't have to fight for it that hard. The points don't get or will not be given in the heats. It will be given in the feature race. So this is really just for starting in the top 6 in the feature race. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, it's Martin Stadtmann in the Ford, pressurizing Tobias Kurz in the BMW. In his gold and black livery, he's going to be able to try and do something up the inside here then. Doesn't look like it. He is very close. He's just almost pushing Tobias Kurz through the last sector. But Tobias himself is all over the back of Lucas. We see that Lucas normally has a very, very good start, which means that he's always a little bit further back, but up the inside tries to go Martin Stadtmann. Is that gonna unsettle Tobias into the first corner? No, it isn't. It is gonna unsettle himself. Hugo Sassano trying to go for a move around the outside of him. That will give him the inside for the next corner. And that means that they won't be... Oh, that was very close. I thought they were going to be side by side for this race. He's going to defend the inside. If he's going to go deep... Oh, when they touch! But they are able to keep it in a straight line. But that is not going to help their straight line speed. In these GTAs, they really can't take a notch. He's going to defend the inside, Martin Stadtmann. Yes, he is. Around the outside is Hugo Sasse trying to go. Is it going to work for him? It will give him the inside for the next corner, but squirming that Corvette on the rear. This just doesn't have the traction there on the outside. The camera really isn't with you. There it really is against you. So that doesn't work for Hugo this time around. You will still have 2 other opportunities, I think. Lucas Cambia is under pressure from Tobias Kurz behind. I mean, he is now dropping back a bit. He found his rhythm. But it seems like it's not really working for him. Lucas is just able to keep that position. Well, further back in the field, we don't have a lot of fighting going on. So that has allowed these two to have cleared a little bit of the field. Mirko Bortolotti being pressurized by Niels Langeveld. So we will go on the nose of Niels Langeveld into this last sector, where you can really see here, you can see the camber really well. On the outside, just the camber is against you on the exit, which doesn't help with traction. That is why making a move around the outside there is so difficult. But he is just not able to keep up with Mirko. The slipstream is just keeping him up to pace with Mirko. But that means that Mirko is slowly eking away from Niels Langeveld. So we won't have a fight for the lead yet. But meanwhile, a little bit further back, we have Tobias Kurz now all over the back of Lucas Cambia. Is he going to try and go down the inside this time, as we have the white flag for Mirko Bortolotti. He leads the final lap. It looks like it. Tobias Kurz, this is his final opportunity on the straight. This time by at the hairpin. It will be his final time. He can try to make a launch stick, as this has been quite a clean race. I don't think race control has to do a lot about this race. A very clean race, actually. I have not seen a lot of incidents happening, but now onto the straight they go. The gap is 2/10. Is that too big to catch on the end of the straight? He's going to go down the inside. It doesn't look like that the gap is too big. Around the outside, is he going to be able to make that move stick? He goes deep into the hairpin. That means he's not going to be able to make that move stick, and I think that is position defended by Lucas, as we see him do so often. You just can't get past when you are behind Lucas. He knows how to defend his position, and it's just parking your car on the apex, really, in the last sector. But Mirko Bortolotti rounds off the last corner now, I think. Yes, he does. And he is going to come through ahead of Niels Langeveld to take victory in Heat 2 and take second position on the starting grid. Third will be Thomas Piba. Lucas Cambe is just able to hold off Tobias Kurz. A gap of 2/10 almost exactly is the gap at the finish line. Amazing to see that the racing is so close. As we now look on to the result for Heat 2. Mirko Bortolotti wins ahead of Niels Langeveld. Thomas Piba gets third. Fourth will be Lucas Cambea. Fifth, Tobias Kurz. Sixth, Hugo Sasse. Seventh, Stefano Pellegrino. And eighth is Mike David Ottman. Ninth is Markus Deutsch. 10th, Benedikt Hochleitner. 11th is Martin Stadtmann. That rounds off our standings for the last race. Now we will have the consolation race, and the grid for the consolation race will be as follows. Marcos Rima will be on pole position for that one. Second will be Lucas Camber. Third, Jens Fiedler. Fourth will be Tobias Kurz. 15th, Matthias Baldov. 16th, Hugo Sasse. Or 16th. 6th is Hugo Sasse. Florian Stadtmann. 7th and 8th is Stefano Pellegrino. Julian Rambout Jules is 9th. Mike David Ottman 12th. 11th is Stefano Capella. And 13th is Markus Deutsch. And we go to Yannick Simon. 13th. 14th is Benedikt Hochleitner. Gustavo Xavier is 15th. 16th is Martin Stadtmann. Clemens Schmidt rounds off the grid in 17th position. And the cars are already rolling to their starting grid again for the consolation race. I think this will be 5 minutes. Yes, it will be 5 minutes for the consolation race. Marcus Rima is going to lead the field to green here. And when is he going to do that is the question. Is he going to get a good start? Yes, it looks like he's going to get a very good start, but someone with a very good start as well. Green. Is Tobias Kurz behind that, or is yes, Tobias Kurz behind that. He now goes up into second. Oh, but he bottles it. Oh no, that's Marcus Rima. They had the same liver. I thought he bottled it again. Now trying to go up the inside as we have a touch there. Jens Fiedler is spun around by Tobias Kurz, and that is just, I think, just a little bit closing the door there. But Tobias Kurz now under attack. Meanwhile, behind that, Florian Stadtmann under attack from Matthias Baldov. And it looks like Matthias Baldov is going to come off worse from that. Florian Stadtmann goes up into third position. Oh, as we have a car upside down there in the back of screen. Is that everybody going to be able to avoid that? Yes, they are. So meanwhile, back up into fifth goes Matthias Baldov again. He had a very good start. Florian Stadtmann has the best start of all, I think. No, the best start of all has Gustavo Xavier. He's gained 6th position. He's now up into 9th. But that is a very messy start from the drivers. Third is at the moment Florian Stadtmann. As we are looking with him, he is all over the place as he gets touched now as well. Hugo Sasse does the reversed on him, I think. But it's a very, very messy start, which most of the drivers can't choose because it's very, very close in the championship. Hugo Sasse from Gazak's Academy spins him around there. I think we are going to see a few penalties happening there from race control, but I haven't got any penalties through yet. Matthias Baldov is in 4th. He has worked his way up after a calamity at, I think, the long right-hander leading up to the straight. Meanwhile, Lucas Cambe in front. He is being pressurized by Tobias Kurz. Lucas Cambe, we saw him defend in the last race, and he is absolutely amazing at defending. Like we saw, like I just said, it's amazing to see him defend that well. Lucas Cambe gonna try and make that one stick in first position. He is really, really holding off Tobias Kurz here. This will be for 7th starting position. Incident lab on Tobias Kurz and Jens Fiedler under investigation. That is on lap 1. As we now get that from race control. So they are working on it. Kambout or Lucas Cambe still holding off Tobias Kurz. It's very close. Meanwhile, Hugo Sasse now getting very saucy up behind him as well. What is he now going to be able to do? It's very close. Breaking that toe is Lucas Cambe in front. We can see getting very close to the back of that BMW from Tobias Kurz. We are now. Very interesting to see this. He's a little bit too far back now. Oh, we are really all over him. Tobias Kurz is all over the back of Lucas now with a good exit and a little bit of slipstream. Is he going to be able to do this? He's going to make him go the long way around, I think. Yes, he is in the slipstream. He pulls out on the right hand side. We see a BMW, a very big BMW from Tobias Kurz appear. Around the outside is going to be the inside for next corner, but around the outside now he has Hugo Sasse, who thinks the better of it. Of course, he already has an incident there. But Hugo is really piling on the pressure now to Tobias, which isn't helping him, but Lucas makes that valuable mistake. He's going to try and keep it up the inside. Please don't touch each other again, boys, and they keep it clean, but Lucas loses that position. And he makes a mistake, which we normally never see him do. Oh, up the inside there, Hugo Sasse. That is not really a place to do it, as we see. And Lucas has lost 3 positions in the space of 1 sector, in the space of, I think, 4 corners, that is. Up the inside now goes Matthias Baldauf on Hugo. He saw that coming. Oh, and he gets pushed out wide again. And he gets done by again as well. There are a lot of things happening here, and I think because there are a lot of things happening, these are going to be penalties for server 2 and not for server 1 anymore, because race control has it very busy, of course, at the moment with the things that happened before this. But Lucas Cambe, can he now attack Matthias Baldauf? He is very close. Can he make it go up the inside? No, he can't. Meanwhile, just a little bit further back, Gustavo Xavier up the inside of Stefano Pellegrino. He's going to make that one stick, of course, on the outside. The camera not really with you, and he now has that position done. Stefano Pellegrino is his next target, but he has to hold off, of course, Florian Stadtmann. Further back, Clement Schmid now all over the back of Julien Rambaud-Schulz. He doesn't make a mistake. This will be it. Meanwhile, Tobias Kurz now rounds off the last corner, I think, and that is going to be a victory for Tobias Kurz. Matthias Baldauf is going to come through in second, third, and the final spot on the podium will be Lucas after getting shoved out wide there. That is not a bad result, but a lot of things happening there in that race. Things you don't really want to see, of course. But can go now on to the result, I think, for the consolation race. Yes, there we have it. Oh, as we have a bit of a glitch. Tobias Kurz finishes third, Lucas Cambe second, third, Mike David Ottman fourth, Stefan Capella fifth, Stefano Pellegrino, Gustavo Xavier is sixth, Florian Stadtmann seventh, eighth is Hugo Sasse, ninth, Julien Rambaud-Schulz, 10th, Clement Schmid, 11th is Yannick Simon, 12th is Jens Fiedler, 13th, Matthias Baldau, 14th, Benedikt Hochleitner, 15th, Markus Riemer, 16th is Markus Deutsch, 17th is Martin Stadtmann, and 18th is our, a little bit of a mistake from me again. Not really on it today, of course. Long day of working behind me now. Jonas Vana is going to start on pole position for this feature race. Next to him will be Mirko Bortolotti. Third will be Maximilian Paul. Fourth, Niels Langeveld. 5th, Evan Dietzel. Tobias Pieba is gonna start 6th. 7th will be Tobias Kurz. 8th, Lucas Camber. 9th, Mike David Ortman. 10th, Stefan Capella. 11th will be Stefano Pellegrino. 12th, and alongside him from Gazex Academy as well, Gustavo Xavier. Florian Stadtmann will be starting 13th. 14th, Hugo Sasse. 15th, Julian Rambo Jules. 16th, Clemon Schmidt. 17th, Yannick Simon. 18th, Jens Fiedler. 19th, Matthias Baldov. And 20th will be lining up Benedikt Hochleitner. Markus Rima will be 21st. And 22nd will be Markus Deutsch. And 23rd and last on the grid will be Maarten Stadtmann. We now look on to the race where the championship can be decided. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonas Wana is going to lead the field to green, but next to him is Mirko Bortolot. He's going to look for a very good start. As it's go, 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 it's green, green, green for the feature race at Okoyama. Mirko Bortolotti has a good start and he is going to try and attack Jonas Wana into the first corner. Up the inside he tries to go. Doesn't really work, but he puts him into the first corner, which is going to give him a better run into the second one. Meanwhile, side by side are Niels Langeveld and Maximilian Paul for the last podium spot. Are they going to keep it clean this time round? Yes, they are. But the inside is now from Maximilian Paul for the next corners. They have a touch there, and that is a big, big, big crash there. And that is not what you want to see there, of course. Meanwhile, Mirko Bortolotti is now in front of Jonas Wana. We didn't see that position change. Jonas Wana is now going to try and go around the outside. What is he going to be able to do about that? Very, very interesting there. As we are now into the last sector. Mirko Bortolotti still working hard to keep Jonas Wana behind. If he wins this one, that means that he will wrap up the championship this race. Also, I have to say a big thank you to everyone. Platinum Racing League has just reached 50 subscribers. It's not big, we know that, but it is definitely something. We are halfway to 100 there. So keep on subscribing and keep on sharing the streams and league races with your friends. That will help out Platinum and W12 a lot. Mirko Bortolotti still out in front. Gonna try and defend that position. Jonas was 4.5 tenths quicker in the last qualifying, but that doesn't mean anything. Like we saw, as we can see, of course, here Mirko Bortolotti out in front. Thomas Piba is really not hanging on to the back of these two. It can be all wrapped up, but he has to hold on for 16 more minutes to keep that position. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Jens Fiedler is right up the back of Gustavo Xavier. Is he going to be able to make that one stick then? Oh, yeah, very, very close. Not quite able to stick a wheel up the inside or go around the outside, but it is definitely very, very close. As into the pits we have now, I don't know who that was. Was that? Yeah, that was Gustavo Capella of Gustavo Xavier. Stefan Capella also into the pits. Some very early pits, like we said. Strategy calls can be a big thing here. They will be out of traffic, of course, and I think they will gain some positions with that. We will keep them in mind. But this is a really big undercut. And will that now mean that drivers are going to have to react to that? And will that mean that, oh, as we see now, they move up the inside. Jonas Wana now ahead of Mirko Bortolotti. Around the outside, he will have to make that one stick. Not really working on it hard, but around the outside it's going to be very difficult for Mirko Bortolotti. He's going to go deep. Now Mirko Bortolotti has to switch back, but around the outside he has to go for the next corner. Are they going to be able to go side by side to that corner? No, again the switchback works. The inside is now for Mirko Bortolotti again. And now again switchback after switchback. Up the inside can go Jonas Vana now again. Are we going to see another switchback is the question. No, he's going to park it up on the apex. Also, Thomas Piba is now right behind Mirko Bortolotti, which doesn't allow him to go for the switchback. And that means that Jonas Vana is now going to go into the pits. And Mirko Bortolotti has pressure from behind from Thomas Piba. That is maybe a very, very smart decision from Jonas Vana there. We are going to see some very, very interesting strategy calls, of course, now. But Mirko Bortolotti is not going to give it everything. He's now going to go mode push. He is definitely going to go mode push. The undercut normally doesn't work on iRacing because your tires are cold. But Mirko Bortolotti still has to nail this lap to get in front of Jonas Vana, who is still in the pits. Currently no safety car. The safety car can be deployed, remember, in this race, but it looks like Mirko Bortolotti is now going to have to do his job to the best of his ability this lap. As we saw, I think Gustavo Xavier, he's already up into 17th again. But Mirko Bortolotti, is he going to go into the pits now? We will stay with him if he does go into the pits. A little bit further back, we have Gustavo Xavier right on the back of Nils Langeveld, but Nils Langeveld should be just a little bit faster. Mirko Bortolotti, is he going to react now to that strategy call? It looks like he isn't. He's going to go for the real overcut here. Is he going to try and save? We saw him do this. We saw him do this at Lime Rock Park in the GTEs as well. This man, is he going to be able to be called the GTE fuel saving master? Of course, the man races in the GTEs in real life as well. So if someone knows how to fuel save in these cars, it is Mirko Bortolotti. Is this going to be a strategic call to wrap up the championship here? That would be absolutely amazing. He's now driving away from Thomas Piba. Meanwhile, Florian Stadtmann and Jens Fiedler also into the pits now. As we look now, Gustavo. Oh, that is very interesting. Stefano Pellegrino is in the slipstream of Mike David Ortman. Closing. Is he going to be able to go for a move up the inside? A late launch. Is he going to be able to make that one stick? He locks up on the way in. And that makes very great driving there though by Mike David Ortman. He saw that one in his rear view mirror and he gave him the room. Otherwise there would have definitely been a collision there. But Stefano Pellegrino is not going to be able to go up into fourth there. As maybe Mirko Bortolotti goes into the pits now. No, it doesn't seem like it. He still continues. And that is going to be very interesting because Jonas Vana is currently 11th. And we have Gustavo Xavier still in 16th. So the strategy call hasn't really worked out for him yet. He got back into traffic. A man who the strategic call did work for, I think, is Jens Fiedler, pitting very, very early on in the race. Mirko Bortolotti still out in front, of course. As we will now give you a quiet lap in a couple of seconds around this track. 8 minutes done, only 10 minutes to go for Mirko Bortolotti to wrap up the championship this evening, which will be very, very exciting. And I think that if he wraps it up here, he will be very happy. Of course, he won't race next week then. I think if he wraps it up this time around, because he doesn't need to, he will put in his time in other championship, other things that will need his time. But Mike David Ortman is being passed here by Matthias Baldauf. That isn't great. Matthias Baldauf was, I think, behind him, and he made a mistake there. Can we take a look at that? Matthias Baldauf. We now take a look at that. Oh, he didn't lock up. It was just a move by Matthias Baldov, a little bit of argy-bargy there, but they got through. These are not Formula 1 cars, so you can't take a hit with them. Meanwhile now, we still have Mirko Bortolotti out in front. He hasn't pitted yet. Onto the long straight again. Into the hairpin we go. Can he make this one stick then, is the question. It looks like it. It definitely has the potential for him to fuel save this. We will go on board with him in a second, and then we will see and hear, of course, if he is fuel saving. I think that is the strategy. He isn't driving away from Thomas Piba that much and that fast. No, he is gonna go into the pits. He will stay with Mirko Bortolotti then to see where he is gonna come out. Or we will go on board with Jonas Vana. He is now into the last sector. Oh, what is this then? He wasn't faster. He had a slowdown. Maybe he had a slowdown. And that is maybe gonna allow him to... Oh no, he's gonna go into the pits as well. He's gonna go into the pit. What is happening? This is a very, very weird one. This is a very weird one. Excuse me for this. I didn't expect anything of that, but Mirko Bortolotti is now out into the lead again. Marcus Piba did stay second as well. Do these guys have penalties to serve is the question. I will quickly take a look for you guys. So we have incident between Niels Langeveld and Maximilian Pohl. No investigation necessary. 5-second time penalty from Marcus Deutsch. We have causing a collision. Feature race server 1 to be served. Drive through Matthias Baldov causing collision, pushing other driver off track. He has served that one already. Okay, so the investigation from Clement Schmidt and Yannick Simon will be investigated after the race. That is the catch up to all the penalties. Meanwhile, still out in front is Mirko Bortolotti. He won't have to save fuel. But this is a very, very weird decision. So everyone has pitted here. Yeah, Marcus Riemer. He did pit at... I am so confused right now. This has thrown everything on its head. Meanwhile, Niels Langeveld is right behind Marcus Riemer. Oh, they are almost side by side, leading onto the long straight now. As he is now up the inside, Niels Langeveld. Is this gonna be... Oh, he locks up a bit. The switchback is possible here, yes. Niels Langeveld locks up there. That is not gonna give him the inside for the next corner. Only 5 minutes left. He is way over halfway now, Mirko Bortolotti, to wrap up this championship. I think 3 races. One evening before the last evening of the W12 Sprint Series. I mean, what can we say about it? The man has just been performing to the best of his abilities. So we now have the pit strategy here. And let me see, Jens Fiedler. When did he pit? Jens Fiedler... He only pitted once. Mirko Bortolotti now. Was it Marcus Rimmer who was alongside him then? Did he lose that? Yes, yes it was. He was the one, I think, who lost that much time. No one has pitted twice, it seems like. Meanwhile, a little bit further back in the field, Stefan Capella side by side trying to go up the inside. Sectors are quite short here at this track, but we will go on board with the championship leader for a bit. We will give you the live audio on his car. That is a lap, ladies and gentlemen, around the circuit of Okoyama. Meanwhile, Mirko Bortolotti has set himself free of all the rest. 2 seconds is the gap back to Thomas Pieber. He has won this on, I think, strategy. It's just he has come out in a lot of traffic, Jens Fiedler did. Which means that he couldn't push to the fullest of his ability. And that now means that, I think, next lap, Mirko Bortolotti will go into the last lap. Into the last sector he goes for one last time. As he now goes on to the last lap, Mirko Bortolotti, 2 seconds is the gap back to Thomas Pieber. Lucas Camber is behind that, not a lot of fighting going on. Evan Dietzold on the last lap, he is very close to the back of Gustavo Xavier from... Oh, that is very, very close. Not quite able to go for a move though. He is very close now, he's all over the back of him. Can he go for a move up the inside maybe? In the long right-hander. This is definitely a overtaking opportunity. He pulls out to the left, up the inside he goes on the last lap. That's gonna make Gustavo Xavier go wide, which will not give him the best exit. Now onto the straight they go. Is he gonna pull out to the right? Yes he is, I think. No he isn't, he's gonna stay behind then. He faked a late move there. That was very smart from him. But I think this is move done. We look back onto the front. As gonna round off the last two corners is Mirko Bortolotti. And we, ladies and gentlemen, have a new champion in this series. Mirko Bortolotti comes across the line in the first server in the feature race to crown himself to champion of the W12 series. And I think some donuts do belong to that. No donuts for us, it seems like. Lucas Camberg comes through to finish third. Julian Rambo-Schulz is seventh. Evan Ditzold, did they hold off Jonas Vana? Oh, he is all over the back of Matthias Baldov. He's going to be able to do it to the finish line. They are side by side going over the finish line. Who is going to be ahead? Ah, they already crossed it. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Matthias Baldov lost out there on that last one. I mean, what can we say about that? We have a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. For you, we have the standings of the last was Mirko Bortolotti is the champion, ladies and gentlemen, of the third season of the W12 Sprint Series. Thomas Piba finishes second, trying to do anything about that. Didn't happen, sadly. Closest to him, 10 seconds back from those two almost, was Lucas Camberg. Fourth, Florian Stadtmann. Fifth, Niels Langeveld. Sixth is Markus Rima. Seventh, Julian Rambo-Schulz. Eighth is Jens Fiedler. Ninth, Stefan Capella. 10th is Maximilian Paul. 11th is Gustavo Xavier. 12th, Evan Ditzel. 13th is Stefano Pellegrino. 14th, Yannick Simon. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we have give me a minute. Well, that is not what we wanted. Well, we just continue. 13th, Stefano Pellegrino. 14th, Yannick Simon. 15th, Clement Schmidt. 16th, Markus Deutsch. 17th is Jonas Vana. A very questionable strategy from him. Tobias Kurz is 18th. 19th, Matthias Baldov. And then 20th, we have Mike David Ottman. 21st is Hugo Sasse. 22nd is Benedikt Hochleitner. And 23rd is Martin Stadtmann. I think we now move on to the draw. No, there is... Draw isn't happening yet. I think... I mean, we saw a lot of great racing there. And I hope that it is gonna continue for the next sessions as well. Standings here are on the right of my side. It's the other way around. Sorry, on that side there. So yes, I mean we saw a lot of great racing there. We have seen that Mirko Bortolotti is champion. So congrats to Mirko. What a season it has been for him. Now the next race, I think knowing Mirko, he maybe starts from the back of the field in both races. But we had the safety car this time round, didn't use the safety car, so that is only a good thing, I think, to have. About other things, we will look on to the draw. Yes, the draw will be happening very soon. Go into it. Yes, the draw is happening now.
Okay, let's start with the track. Okayama is out.
So we won't have Okayama like Mirko just said.
Hockenheim again as option. Where is it?
So the first option we have is Hockenheim. Then we are gonna draw again from for a track.
Hockenheim. Option 2 is.
And option 2 for the track is gonna be Daytona
Daytona.
Road Course. Of course, that is a track that a lot of people are practicing on. I think if we get LMP2 now in the second server, that would be absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Because a lot of people will be practicing for that at
Daytona
the moment.
or Hockenheim.
Here we go. The first pick can be
V8
V8 supercars on Daytona Road Course. That would be absolutely awesome. We will see. That is option 1. We still have another option to go. Don't get me wrong there. We still have another option to go. Option 2 for the cars is gonna be Porsche 911 Cup, the 992 cars. Also gonna be very, very interesting. Now we are gonna draw, I think, the cars first. Yes. So we can choose out the V8 supercars or the 911 Cup car. We will see it now. It's gonna be the 911
Porsche Cup. First time
Cup car.
Porsche Cup in this season.
So that can
So
be.
it will be standing start for everyone.
Hockenheim.
Just as a reminder, Porsche Cup at
Hockenheim
Daytona
or Daytona Road Course. Both tracks are absolutely amazing for those kind of racing. So I think that this is already at Daytona Road Course. Daytona. Absolutely gonna be amazing. We have a standing start at Daytona.
Open quali this time, as the rules are different. So yeah.
Mirko just explaining
Have
everything.
fun. Good luck. See you later.
Well, I think that sums up everything perfectly. Well, Kevin. You are... Yes, there you are. Kevin, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, you have to be fair. Compared to the other races, this was a very timid race. Not that much action, but the action that happened was crazy. I think we saw some questionable things in the consolation race, but these things happen, and we have a live steward. Penalties have been given. There has been looked at all the incidents, I think, at the moment. So yeah, I think nothing to worry about from our side of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I'd say there was great potential in this race.
Definitely.
But not used potential in the end.
Yeah.
I was absolutely thrilled when I saw Jonas coming in for the early stop.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna see a classic in tactical play, but for whatever reason he had to stop again, or he stopped again.
Yeah.
And that of course not only killed his race but also my excitement. For the fight at the top.
It was exactly the same for me as well.
No, I mean that fight in that lap leading to Jonas's pit entry, that was amazing, and I was hoping to get that in the final laps, maybe with Jonas being in front after a stop or being very close to Mirko at least again after the stop. I was hoping to see something good come out of his tactics, because then it would have, maybe inspired other drivers to do the same, to try something out, to come in early and fill up. But sadly, it hasn't worked out for Jonas this time. So I hope it doesn't stop the drivers from trying out new things tactically.
Yeah.
because I was really excited. A lot of drivers coming in early in the second or third lap, and for some drivers it has worked out pretty well, the early stop, I think. Especially the ones that had like a little mishap in the first corner. Like if I look at it, Niels and Markus Riemer, Niels Langeveld, Markus Riemer, P5, P6 in the end, stopped in lap 1. They both stopped in the first
Yeah.
lap, filled it
Yeah,
up, and
exactly.
came in 5th and 6th. So it does work. It can work if you have the pace. I mean, if you think about it, you stop early, you got the whole race without traffic. You can just do push laps all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a real tactic that the drivers can use. I mean, for Niels and Marcus, it was more of a necessity, I think,
Yeah.
because they both had incidents in turn 1, not turn 1, but lap 1. But still, I mean, it worked out. I mean, P5 and P6 are great positions in a
Definitely.
field as strong as this one.
Yeah.
So nothing to complain about there, I think.
Definitely. Well, I mean, at first I thought if Mirko now reacts to what Jonas did, pitting a lap earlier than him, being so close, I think a driver from Mirko's caliber would have come out in front of him, because the undercut is so. 99% of the time it doesn't work, because on cold tires you just have to watch out so much, otherwise you're just ruining your whole race. So you're usually a second, or I think half a second slower, and with the gap being less than half a second, that was, I think, a very risky strategy to go for. So I thought Mirko was going to react to that, of course, immediately after that he saw that Jonas was pitting, but to my surprise, he didn't, and that really spiced things up as well. So, but then I was like, why? Why is Jonas spinning again? Why is this happening? But
I
it all
haven't
made sense
found
afterwards.
Have you found the reason? I haven't found the reason why Jonas had to pit again. Did you see it?
I
Was
think
there
he
a
had some
crash
kind of
or-
incident in the
Okay.
traffic. Oh, as
Okay.
yeah, because I mean, I now got into a Discord with Kevin again. It seems like our lovely friends, the Sexbots, are back. Kevin, it's just your voice. It's your voice. You're cursed.
They've been on my stream already, like in the middle of the overtake from in the second heat.
Yeah.
There was, or was it in like an overtake for like P1 or something, and I missed it because I was busy clicking away the sex bots.
Oh, I just let them
So-
go their way. I mean,
Nah, I mean we are a good Christian stream, so no sex bots allowed. No, just kidding.
I
But
mean,
yeah, they annoy me.
it says online strips without clothing. But what is more exciting than racing from the W12 series? If that is more exciting to you, I don't know what's wrong with you, to be honest.
And I mean, strips without clothing is like saying, I don't know. In German, what do we say in German? We have like a saying for that.
Well, I mean, can you?
Dead. No, I don't know. I don't know the English word. We have a saying in German, tote Leichen, which just says dead corpses. So like, of course, it's dead. It's a corpse. And like
Yeah.
online strips without clothing. I thought that's like a it has to be without clothing to be a strip, like in the end at least. So yeah, I don't know. It feels
I
like an unnecessary repetition at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I
Exactly.
would say.
Well, we have some news. Evan Ditzold is under investigation. Evan Ditzold and Gustavo Xavier. It will be investigated after this race, so that has just come through to me. Don't know if you had that earlier, but that will be investigated after this race. So that is, I think, being investigated now. So
Yeah,
we will
and
have a
Marnix now
penalty
has-
or some kind of thing to come back on that very, very soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, he now has like the practice session where he doesn't have to steward, so he might, if he has the time, might have a look
I mean, this is his chance, really.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's we are on a tight schedule, so I wouldn't be too annoyed with him not making it for the next race,
Yeah.
having the decisions ready for the next race. So
Well,
I don't think that's a big problem.
if you want, we can maybe get him in here and ask him some questions about the race, or don't you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, maybe he knows a few things about stuff that might have happened
Yeah.
again to Jonas and stuff. Let's try it out.
Well, I will try and get him in here. I'll do my best.
Can you just pull him in here?
Yes, I can. I can. I
Hey.
think he's Marnix. You're in here now. I don't know.
I am.
Well,
Hi.
Marnix, we have as commentators a few questions to race control.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had some questions about Jonas Savana in the second race, because we were all hyped up for a very good race at the front of the field, but then he pitted again. Was there some kind of incident that has been reported, or?
Don't think so, because if I'd be given a drive-through, it will be announced in the steward decisions, and I've not given any drive-throughs of disqualification. I only given no, I have not given any penalties yet in the future race of Server 1. Only to be investigated with Evan Dietzold and Gustavo Xavier.
Okay. Well, I mean, the feature race, it must have been very busy for you.
It was immense. Looking at the same time, if there wasn't a big the crash is not big enough for a safety car, or were there any other crashes, and looking back into a crash with the replayer, and then at the same time happening a crash live, which I had to look at it as well. So it was really chaotic, and also posting the what you call the reports and decisions in the stewards, so in the stewards channel. So it was really chaotic,
Yeah.
but
Well,
doable though.
Yeah. Well, Marnix, we of course have to thank you for doing this. You're pretty much a one-man show, which is, I think, very difficult if so many incidents happen. Kevin, you have any questions to add to that?
Not any questions though. I hope they will be racing as clean as they done in the sprint races, the first few races, and then we can see some good fighting and some good entertainment for the YouTube and Twitch, of course.
Well, I hope so. Kevin, you have anything to ask?
Not at the moment. I think everything has been made pretty clear for now. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Well,
good luck, guys.
Marnix, we will leave you alone for now then. I hope you know what you're doing.
Too much to do.
Yeah,
I hope so as well.
Yeah, I hope you you know what you're doing. We will leave you alone now.
Thanks. See you guys. Good luck.
Well, very interesting to hear from Race Control, I think, Kevin. Hearing it from how he experiences it, I think is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Race Control, of course. As you said, he's doing it on his own as well. So
Yeah.
as us two, more of each a one-man job for each stream. So we know how much stuff he's got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope the drivers don't give him too much work in this second race.
Exactly.
In the Porsche Cup at Daytona.
Yeah, Daytona, Porsche Cup. I mean, when I saw Hockenheim and Daytona, I was like, if we get LMP2 at Daytona now, I think we're going to see pace we've never seen before.
Yeah, I mean,
or at least as close as it has never been before, because they're all practicing it now, I think.
Yeah, of course, you are already alluding to it. The Daytona 24 is happening in
definitely.
just a couple of weeks. So LMP2s at Daytona Road would have been, of course, a great shout. I think. I bet the drivers wouldn't have complained about it too much. Some valuable track experience for them as well. I was really hoping for, as soon as we had Porsche Cup and Hockenheim in the draw, Porsche Cup at Hockenheim, of course. I think a combination that
Yeah.
the drivers would have been very familiar with.
Well,
of course.
even I know it, so I think the drivers should know that as well then.
Yeah, the drivers would have definitely known that. But I mean, Daytona Road is, of course, with the 24. At least the layout is very much in the drivers' heads right now. Let's just hope they can adapt to the Porsche Cup as quickly as possible. Turn 1, I can only imagine how difficult that must be with the Porsche Cup.
Yeah.
It's difficult enough with the GT3s and the LMP2 car, for instance.
Yeah.
With a car as tricky under braking as the Porsche Cup is, I can only imagine it being very, 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 very difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
But as Daytona only has like what 5 corners or something,
Something like that.
the times should be relatively close. And
Well,
if
I
all
mean,
the drivers can get up to pace.
something we already have to mention, because I think it's gonna play a big, 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 big factor. In these cars, dirty air is not that. How do you say it? It's not that
big of a problem.
yeah, it's not that noticeable in the car. It is noticeable, but not at
Yeah.
a very high rate. But that means that a toe on the banking, because it's open qualifying, will give you so much extra speed, and through the bus stop you don't really lose any speed. So
That's a great point.
I
I
mean,
haven't thought about yet.
a
The
is-
open qualifying.
yeah, a slipstream on the banking will
That's
yeah.
that could be interesting.
We-
I'll say interesting, because I don't want to say what I really think how it's going to be, because I hope that the drivers will prove me wrong.
Oh, I
but
know
yeah,
exactly what you
that's-
think.
That's of course a great point. With the massive amount of flat out time you have here, having
Yeah.
a toe gives you, I think, at least like 3 or 4 tenths.
Yeah,
It could easily. So
think
if
it-
like, I think if the drivers are really smart in their teams, in their respective teams, they are going to play it a bit like, a bit of a team game here.
Yeah.
So like towing one guy the first time, towing the second guy, so switching it around for the second run.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that if they're really thinking in their teams. I mean, the team championship is relatively close.
yeah,
So there is still something up for grabs there, I think. Looking at the times, I've got it on the stream. You can see it right there. It's a bit small at the moment because my face is still on the screen as well. But I can even tell you, like Jonas Vanna, Mikko Bortolotti own not even a tenth apart. Then Evan Dietzold only 4 tenths. Maximilian Paul only 2 tenths behind Dietzold. And then we have a bit of a gap to Riemer, to number 5. But also half of the field haven't posted the time yet.
yeah.
So very, very close at the moment. And we are going, because we have changed the qualifying thing as well. I think we haven't talked about that.
Yes, we have.
So we are going to go into open qualifying, which will be longer now.
Yes.
To give the drivers the same practice time as they've had before, but the times count now.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, more time, 25 minutes means to me that you have more time getting a good tow. Is that correct then?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
mean,
you're with
more
4
time
people in
to
a tow,
play it out
yeah, exactly.
with the teams in the teams. Yeah. So we need to have a look at what drivers are driving behind each other. So now I think it's Bortolotti and Vanna driving in front of each other. So those two are probably
Oh,
not
we
willing
see.
to give each other a tow.
I have Evan Dietzold stopped. Oh, that was a very interesting call. I had Evan Dietzold stopped in the pit lane. He got off behind his teammate, but then had to reset to the pit lane again. Wrong setup, maybe? Wrong fuel?
But
Setup is stock, I
setups
think.
Are they are they can't change the setups themselves.
Exactly.
So that's the
Just thought about that.
maybe a bit of tactical play. I don't know. We'll see how this one pans out. Bortolotti has left. Vanna passed. Let Vanna passed, and now we can see that he has just put himself happily behind Vanna on the straights. If Vanna wants to let Bortolotti past, he would have to do it now. Oh, Bortolotti spins. That's a rare
That
mistake.
is, yeah. I mean, he can now. He is champion,
mistake
so he
from him.
can now.
But now Vanna, of course, he will be happy because he won't have anybody stealing his draft, I guess. But also he doesn't have any draft.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that one plays out. Let's look back. Is there somebody who maybe is getting a draft from someone? We have a driver here, whose name I can't see because of the qualifying mode. It's Tobias Kurz. Oh no, he's a bit far behind. Who we got? Because you see.
Oh, look at T1. We had a perfect shot of T1. Oh my god. Ooh, that is not ideal. Oh, a car upside down.
It's a difficult one.
That is a big crash. I hope Gustavo's okay in that one. I mean, with how many people are the ASR Red Boys?
I mean, there should be
I think with 4 or something.
4 drivers, so it would be perfect for like 2-2 going out.
Yeah,
and
Marcus is.
through.
Yeah, Marcus is driving on his own.
I mean, he's got Tobias in front of him. Those two are very close partners, Markus Riemer and Tobias Kurz, driving almost, or they are driving every endurance race together. So they will
Marcus
have.
Deutsch.
Ah, you mean Markus Deutsch? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a bit on his own. That's right. Bit far behind, yeah, because I think the 4th guy in ASR Rot is that. Is that Steffer, who's not here tonight? Or is he in blue? A bit difficult to keep up with that if they're not in the race yet, or not in the server. But we should see the first qualifying times pop up any minute now, or any second now.
There we go. Once.
We got here, Jonas Vanna.
For how long will that stand? I think Niels Langeveld will have a good shot at that.
And we'll see Kurz Riemer a bit behind. Sasse only 48.5. That's not a good time, but I think he stopped in T1 more or less to let Kurz pass.
Yeah, I think Niels had a better time than Jonas, but he had an off track in his lap, which will disallow counting that lap. And I think for the first 10 minutes we will.
It's 45.8. That's
that
a
is
really
close.
good time.
Well,
that
the question is
a
there
really
then.
good time for
Did he have
Nielsen.
slipstream?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's behind the car, but they might have swapped now. Let's see who is behind him. Yeah, it's his teammate Florian Stadtmann. So
Jonas Vanna
they
on an
will
improvement though.
We'll see how that one goes. Now Stadtmann is behind Dietzold, so they are playing the team game.
Yeah.
FBP Racing, wir sehen's, Dietzold und Stadtmann haben es gut gemacht. Jetzt hat Stadtmann in der ersten Runde Dietzold gezogen und hat ihm zu einer 45.8 vorgebracht. Und jetzt haben sie die Seiten gewechselt, jetzt ist Stadtmann dahinter. Und jetzt versuchen sie ihn da noch ein paar Positionen nach vorne zu holen.
Well, at the moment it is Jonas Vanna with 2 purple sectors, a purple second and third one. Sector 5 he is in now, he's gonna come across the line in just seconds. And he will post the time of...
No.
Very close.
It was an
close.
improvement, but not enough to push Dietzold off. So, also Vanna hat sich verbessert, aber ist weiterhin auf der 2 geblieben, aber ist jetzt nur noch ein Zehntel oder knapp unter einem Zehntel von Dietzold entfernt. So, Bortolotti jetzt mit einer 46,9, auch keine starke Zeit von ihm. Nur Platz 7 im Moment.
Ooh, that is indeed, that is Mirko Bortolotti 7th with a very not a strong time for him. We usually see better from him.
Yeah, I mean, the toe is strong. Let's see where Florian Stadtmann now joins. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, on P8 at the moment, so not very impressive there for having the toe from Dietzold. But I think that first lap was with the changing of the positions, so I think we will have to wait another lap to see.
Mirko Bortolotti now
proper time.
right up behind his teammate. They are also playing the team game here. Into the chicane he goes. A purple third sector that has really paid off the slipstream there. Into the chicane they go. Out of the chicane. A very good exit from him there. Still in the slipstream now. He is on for a very good time. 7th at the moment with a 1:46.94. Looking to improve more than 1 second here to be able to get a position in the top 2. Top 3 is only 5/10 off. It's gonna be a time of, as we see it now, and that is pole position. Of course, Mirko Bortolotti does it with a purple.
But there you see how much the toe actually gets you forward. Now Vanna also has done it. Jonas Vanna jetzt auch auf der 2, hat er jetzt auch die Zoll überholt.
Well, we can see now how much time a toe gains you. I think that is more than 5 or 6/10 gained there on both straights, because he had slipstream on both straights, entering the chicane and exiting the chicane. That is again a very good time there from Mirko.
Team games are coming in strong this time round.
Yes.
Oh, and his teammate has
That is a bit of a
missed the
bottle.
corner a bit. So he
Well,
can't
very easy
repay
to do
the
in these
favor at
cars.
the moment.
Yeah, very easy to do in these cars, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see. We see Thomas Pieber now on P5, who has had, I think, the toe from Stefan Capella. And now they are changing positions. So now Capella positions himself behind Pieber. And then Capella will go for another fast lap. So, as we said, Team Games on point here. Wie wir schon gesagt haben, die Teamspiele. Aber so wollen wir das haben. I mean, that's how we like it. That's what we want to see. Drivers working together in their respective teams to get the best possible positions.
Definitely.
I love to see that.
Yeah.
Ja, ich liebe es. Toll, das zu sehen, dass die Fahrer hier auch wirklich diesen Teamgedanken jetzt haben und sich gegenseitig ziehen und versuchen hier die besten Zeiten für ihre Teamkollegen auch rauszuholen.
Matthias Baldov, is he improving is the question. We're gonna see it now. He is in the slipstream. There we go. Across the line. 47.0. That is not an improvement from him.
Yeah, no, he improved, but not position-wise.
He was 4th, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he improved his time. He was a 46.1 and now he's on a 45.9.
It showed a 47 on my screen. That's what.
Yeah, well,
that is the confusion, I think. But hey, I do see it now. He did improve 45.97. That puts him just that little bit closer. 11 hundredths of a second off Evan Ditzold. And oh man, Jonas Vana and Evan Ditzold are just 5 hundredths apart. I mean, that's not even blinking.
Yeah, as if you look at like from P2 to P6, they are incredibly close. And even then, so as I expected, the times are unbelievably close.
Definitely.
Now that everybody starts to have a time where they have the toe from their teammate, the times are getting closer together. Only Mirko there really with a really big leap in front with the 45.5. Also wir sehen, die Fahrer jetzt langsam haben beide Fahrer der Teams oder alle Fahrer der Teams, je nachdem wie viele Fahrer in einem Team sind natürlich, schon die ersten schon die Zeiten mit einem Toe von ihrem Teammate bekommen. Das heißt, die Zeiten kommen jetzt auch immer knapper zueinander. Also wir sehen hier wirklich, wirklich knappe Zeiten im Moment. Ich liebe außerdem die Lackierung von Matthias Baldov.
Well, a man who I am interesting to see what he is gonna do. That might be because of his nationality. But Niels Langeveld, I mean, he hasn't set a lap time yet. He's come across the line 2 times now. 2 times posting a 45, so he can be in the top. But it just wasn't enough.
It's not enough at the moment.
At the moment,
Yeah,
he hasn't set a lap time because he has off tracks. Probably happening at the chicane where they happen so often with these guys. But I see now Tobias Kurz. He is improving.
Yeah, the drivers are getting ever closer together.
46.2.
I don't know, was that a clean lap from Niels Langeveld? He's got a lot of slipstream now coming down to the start-finish line.
But also side by
What can
side,
he
which
do?
also
He
doesn't
was
help.
very fast in the first race, but again
Yeah.
can't improve. So again, an off-track here from Niels.
I don't think that's an off-track actually. In the way iRacing counts off-tracks, it's by going on a particular surface. He stayed on the asphalt there, and I don't think, because I've done that with the LMP2 multiple times, that doesn't give you an off-track.
Yeah, and I didn't mean like turn 1, but somewhere in the last lap he must have had an off-track because this new time didn't count.
Yeah, we did see him go a bit wide at the chicane. So
maybe it was there, so...
Yeah, very easy to pick up, and that is also not gonna help.
Mirko turning around a bit.
Yeah, Mirko's just
As you can see, the driver's just stopping there, really not trying to give anybody a tow down the straight.
Is he gonna reset? Yes, he's gonna reset again. Clement Schmid with a purple sector. He's in 17th. What is he gonna be able to do? He is in the slipstream now. Oh, and is that an off track? That is very close. That was very close to an off track.
Interesting tactic. Who's behind him there? It's Capella.
Ooh,
So Piba and Capella with a very interesting tactic of giving slipstream to one another.
Oh, he has a double slipstream now.
What can Capella now do? Can he improve? I think it was an improvement, but again, not enough to put him any places higher. People at the moment.
You know what I think? I think that was an outlap.
Pretty happy with that. Yeah, but they reset now, so. And I mean,
No. Clement Schmid, that was an outlap. He had a purple sector and 2 greens, but his time was 3 minutes 13. I think that's an outlap.
Yeah, that's probably going to be an outlap at the moment.
But currently he is on a lap. His times are... Oh, that's purple in sector 1 for Clement Schmid. I mean, what can we see? Purple in sector 2 as well. But it shows up as yellow on my timing screen.
Yeah, I don't see purples there as well. I mean, he doesn't have a tow right now, so he will be...
Yeah, he will be losing a lot
Losing a lot of time there on the straights.
I think personally that Mornings is in my chat now, since the lovely sexbots have been banned from the chat. But Kevin, I am gonna quickly leave you alone now. The last 10 minutes of qualifying you can enjoy with your German viewers on your own, so you can talk to them in your preferred language. So yeah, I hope we see great racing like we saw last time out as well. And yeah, we'll speak each other after the race again.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I will. Yeah, good luck.
Well, there we have it. Qualifying, 10 minutes left of qualifying, the last qualifying this evening. Well, at the moment it's Yannick Simon with a purple sector time. He's in 8th at the moment. Can he improve? Can he go up 2 minutes per 1? That is not an improvement though. I think there was a little bit of a mistake there in the middle sector. As at the moment we still out on track have Mirko Bortolotti. He is in 2nd now. He has to improve, as we said. It's so dangerously close. It's just 1/100th of a second, I wanted to say, but that is a blistering time from Jonas Vana. That is absolutely amazing. A 1:45.265, playing the slipstream game to its absolute fullest. But Mirko Bortolotti currently in the slipstream, but sector 2 is way too far off, I think, to do anything to that time. Jonas Vana with a purple last sector. That sector was so bloody quick. I mean, what can you do more than that? I think Mirko Bortolotti is playing the slipstream game to his best ability here. But he is currently the one giving the slipstream to his teammate Maximilian. But it doesn't look great for Mirko at the moment. Yannick Simon, can he improve then? He is in 8th. He currently does not have the slipstream. He is giving the slipstream to... I don't know who that is actually. On track behind him. We will see in just a bit. But he is improving, but he doesn't have the slipstream here. So it's not gonna be a purple time for him, I think. It could still be, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Across the line, he comes to put in a time of 47.2. That is not a improvement from Clement Schmid. Also doesn't improve. Jonas Vana, of course, he has all yellow times. Very difficult to improve for him. This man, Mirko Bortolotti, is champion already. He doesn't have to perform, but he is still 2nd in this race. It was so dangerously close, but that is a top tier time from Jonas Vana. As you see here now, Mirko Bortolotti does have the slipstream. He was improving, he is improving, he did improve in the 2nd sector. Is it very, yes, it is very close. 1st sector, only 100th off of the fastest time. 2nd sector, 500ths underneath it. Sector 3, he was also very much underneath it. Sector 4, it is getting close. Niels Langeveld, look at that! 3, 4 purple sectors from Niels Langeveld. That is absolutely amazing. Niels Langeveld, is he going to be able to do this then? We look on board with Mirko Bortolotti first. A lot of purple sectors. He had the slipstream coming onto the straight. What is he going to be able to do? A 46.3. And that shoots him up, I think, to... I don't know which place, but... Mirko Bortolotti doesn't get any closer. A man who gets closer is Tobias Kurz. He gets ahead of Mirko Bortolotti with good slipstreaming from his competitor, I think, there. Tobias Kurz just 300ths ahead of Mirko Bortolotti, closer than we've ever seen in the W12 Sprint Series. But still, Niels Langeveld having difficulties with the Daytona road course. Can he stay on track? We definitely hope so. Mirko Bortolotti, he is looking to improve again, but it's very difficult for him to do since he has such a good time. Oh, and who do we see there cutting? Oh, and that is again not helping Niels Langeveld. Excuse me. He had 3 purple sectors there again. Or 2 purple sectors there again, but again not able to just finish the lap. He is very quick in the infield section, but what is he going to do now? 44.45, time is ticking away for him. 45.7, that does shoot him up into 4th position. Finally, Niels Langeveld has a time which he can improve. He keeps improving, he keeps going faster and faster and faster. Now he has a little bit of traffic in the first sector, but there's definitely a 10th or 2 or 3 maybe in there, as he now gets dived up the inside, and that is not what he wanted. Maybe he can get some slipstream of the back of the guys who he is behind now. He is definitely going to try and look to do that. But Niels Langeveld, definitely a very good time on his own there for most of the lap. As qualifying is almost drawing to a close. 2 minutes only we have left to set in the lap time. That is quicker than 45.265 to get pole position. Niels Langeveld is gonna have a last shot at it. I think last lap it's gonna be very close. It's gonna be very close. I don't even want to watch. Niels Langeveld not improving right now, but can he improve in that in that last sector? We will see it now. He has no slipstream, but he has a better exit out. Oh, and he's gonna try and get the slipstream done here. Gonna try and get the slipstream game done here. This is a very tactical move from Niels Langeveld. It won't be a purple sector, but he will be in the slipstream now. Jonas Vana with a green first sector now. Into the first turn, it's Niels Langeveld. Can he improve? This is a man who can really challenge for pole position, but his slipstream game hasn't worked off. That is so sad to see the guy ahead of him spinning, and he is now gonna have to do it on his own, which is gonna be very, very difficult to do. Tobias Kurz, is he able to improve? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like Jonas Vana is gonna have pole position. Niels Langeveld, can he do something about that then? He is quick enough on his own, I think, to do something about it, but the question is, does he have enough time? Only half a minute left. I personally don't think that is gonna be enough. But 3 yellow sectors, can he improve somewhere? Can this man finally have a good qualifying or a good lap around Daytona this time? It doesn't look likely at all. It's 5 seconds until qualifying ends, and it looks like, yes, it is. He is going to be cut off of qualifying very shortly. As we now then have the race with a standing start. A very interesting standing start, I think, on the banking, as we now run over the grid for the upcoming race. Heat 1 is this race. This is the race for the feature race. 2 races left in this evening of the W12 Sprint Series. The first race is going to be Jonas Vana on pole position. Second will be Tobias Kurz, and it will be Mirko Bortolotti in third. Fourth, Niels Langeveld. Fifth, Evan Dietzold. Sixth will be Maximilian Pohl. Seventh, Matthias Baldauf. Eighth is Matthias Thomas Piba. Markus Rima is ninth. Lucas Camber is 10th. 11th is Yannick Simon, and alongside him is Clemon Schmidt. Jens Fiedler is in 13th position. Alongside him is Florian Stadtmann. 15th Hugo Sasse. 16th Julian Rambo-Schulz. 17th Gustavo Xavier. 18th Stefano Capella. Marcus Deutsch is 19th. 20th is Benedikt Hochleitner. 21st is Stefano Pellegrino, and rounding off the grid in 22nd is Mike David Ottman. Well, what can we expect? This race is my question, really, as we are looking on to the front now. Gonna be a standing start for the Porsche Cup, so it's absolutely crucial to get away well. But do you want to lead into the first lap? Getting onto the banking is the question. You always want to lead in the first lap at the first corner. As we now go on to the 5 red lights. 3, 4, 5 are out. And it's green behind that. It's a very bad start, but Mirko Bortolotti, the top 4, really has the same start. Niels Langeveld is already alongside Mirko Bortolotti. And Jonas Vana is able to defend this position. Up the inside goes Niels Langeveld into 2nd position. That is very great driving from the young man. As now we have the whole field storming through into the first horseshoe. As it's very close, of course, all within 6 seconds still. Niels Langeveld, he has to stay within that draft of Jonas Vana, otherwise he is gonna be very vulnerable from behind. It looks like in the infield Jonas Vana is a little bit slower than Niels Langeveld. So he is gonna be in the slipstream, and is this absolutely close into the first corner or into the chicane maybe? It's so close. Right up at the top of the banking with these cars is Niels Langeveld with Jonas Vana. Everyone almost, I think, to get into that slipstream. And at the chicane he doesn't want to do it here, because then he makes himself vulnerable into the next part. But the dirty air isn't really that noticeable in these cars. Niels Langeveld not really with the best exit out of the bus stop chicane. But here we go then. On to the straight now. Slipstreaming. Thomas Kurtz pulls out to the left hand side. The inside it will become. And that they will go into the first corner side by side. And it may be a double overtake for Thomas Kurtz. Yes, it is. Up the inside of both Jonas Vana and Niels Langeveld. Niels Langeveld now also under attack from Mirko Bortolotti. Behind that it's Marcus Rima. He almost has lost that slipstream to Mirko Bortolotti. Very close tail between everyone. As up ahead now it is Tobias Curtis. This is gonna be an absolutely tactical game. Absolutely tactical, this one. As now onto the banking we go with Jonas Vana. He has people behind him. Mirko Bortolotti, our fresh champion, currently from the W12 Sprint Series Season 3. Can he wrap it all up here today is the question. In the slipstream he is making himself very wide behind. Not really overtaking opportunity for Marcus Rima, because he's not really close enough, so he can go on the attack fully. Oh, a lot of understeer it looks like there for Mirko. Up the inside goes Niels Langeveld, a double overtake again. That is absolutely amazing. We see a lot of double overtakes being done, but it is at the moment Mirko Bortolotti out in front. You can look at that again. Slipstreaming. A slingshot up the inside of all of them. Trying to defend the low side. Oh, he even got onto the apron there. That is very close for Mirko Bortolotti, but he is now up into first position as we are used from him. Meanwhile, Niels Langeveld in second, absolutely right behind Mirko Bortolotti, as he has been for quite a while now. He hasn't led at the moment, but it could be an opportunity here. But we've seen now a couple of times that the man in P2 is usually not the one to go up into first. It's or the man in third position or the man in fourth position. That's how strong the draft gets when you go just that little bit further back into the field. A lot of people staying very close, courtesy of that draft on these bankings. You can't really break it, and that is very difficult to do, especially with these cars being so closely matched and not having a lot of downforce. So it's really just staying into the substream, as we see now. Jonas Vana almost pushing Niels Langeveld onto Mirko Bortolotti. The slingshot from from Niels Langeveld up the inside, maybe. Something gonna happen into the first corner? No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. The switchback maybe with a better exit here then. It seems like he missed the apex a little bit there. Florian Stadtmann into the pits. He goes now. Is that a early pit stop? Florian Stadtmann, the best of all the early pitters. Jens Fiedler is now ahead of him, but he is already into the pits. And Florian Stadtmann is out of the pits, of course. He very closely matched with Mike David Ottman at the moment. 10 seconds only between that, and 30 seconds is not that much. But the thing is, you don't really want to lose the toe here, because that is going to lose you so much. If the guys ahead of you can work together well, then it's going to lose you a lot of time. That is the thing with the slipstream at this track. And currently it's Niels Langeveld with a slingshot into the bus stop chicane, but that is a little bit too early. A little bit too early days at the moment. Niels Langeveld trying to look for that slingshot here at this straight 410s. Is he going to be able to gain that? He is already gaining. He's already gaining. We look in the cockpit from Niels Langeveld. We see it here, Mirko Bortolotti. I think this is going to be enough. He has a very good exit. Mirko Bortolotti not having the best exit, maybe having a slowdown even. Oh, and he is saving, he's saving. He wants to do in the pit stop maybe. Is that going to make him vulnerable for the guys behind? Yes. Tobias Kurtz goes up the inside. Is he going to be able to make a stick and go for a double overtake again? No, only Jonas Vana, but he still sticks it around the outside. He is still there, so he can't cover the inside for the next corner. And is Tobias Kurtz going to be able to make this one stick around the outside? Yes, he does. He gets that done before the corner. And that is all of that done. Langeveld now looking to save some fuel behind Mirko. Mirko doesn't seem to be saving fuel. Jens Fiedler, is he again playing that game to its best ability again? We can see who has stopped. Here we can see it. Evan Ditzold is the best of all the people that have pitted. 30 seconds back from the lead. He's going to be able to go down the inside of the chicane. No, he isn't. Everyone behind Mirko Bortolotti now currently saving that fuel. And I think that's going to be a short fill in the pit stop. Are you going to gain a lot with that? I don't know. It's going to be very close, but maybe it's even doable without pitting. These are kind of like Indy 500 fuel saving strats. Oh, as now everyone goes into the pits. Apart from Jonas Vana, he is going to be able to go that extra lap. Now we will see where they all get out. Evan Ditzold is the man we will be looking with. He is on the banking now. if he gets off the banking, where is he gonna emerge? Still has a long way to go, but he's up to speed. The other guys aren't. And they are almost out of the pits again. He's up there on the pit exit. They are out. There they are. Evan Dietzold, is he going to gain a lot of positions? It's going to be busy on the pit exit here. And he seems to fit into that gap really nicely. But look who is ahead of him. Evan Dietzold has gained so many positions that he is now up into provisional P5. I think that with everything that is happening right now, he is up into provisional P5. Tobias Kurz has got ahead of Niels Langeveld there. He hasn't had the best pit stop as well, I think. And Jens Fiedler not stopping early this time. And that didn't pay off, as we can see. But now it's going to be a straight fight to the finish. But Mirko Bortolotti seems to have the edge now over everyone else. Jonas Vana is in the pits together with Matthias Baldauf. Here he is, Jonas Vana. You can see the time creeping back there from Mirko Bortolotti. It's almost crazy how close these guys are when they exit pits, I think. He stopped just in time and he's gone. Oh, he seems to be jumped there by his great friend Baldauf. And there's Mirko Bortolotti coming out of the pits. And he will be up to speed, but it will be very, very close. Up to speed he will be now, and that will give him first position. A strategical move for Mirko Bortolotti that paid off again. I think that Mirko Bortolotti can be called the strategic mastermind in this series. Amazing to see again Mirko Bortolotti having the best strategy again. The man can just think about strategy and drive at the same time, which is absolutely amazing. There are only 2 minutes left. I think they are going to be going into the last lap of this race in just over a few seconds time, because then they will cross the finish line to end another lap of this evening's race. As we can see, who has the highest top speed is really at the moment the highest top speed, Niels Langeveld, 2:83. That is matched by Lucas Cambia, and no one can actually better that. Good to know that we haven't had a safety car yet. Usually it's at the starts where you get them most often. Yes, the white flag has been shown to Mirko Bortolotti. He has to hold off these guys for one other lap. But Jonas Vana looks to be faster than Mirko Bortolotti. That is now the gap now between those guys is 1.3 seconds. A little bit of a mistake there from Jonas Vana. He was within 8/10. But that now I think has really ruined the chance for him to slipstream Mirko Bortolotti down to the chicane and then down to the finish line, which is really where it most of the times happens, because you can see here in the infield second horseshoe he is really faster than Mirko Bortolotti, but he is going to be outside of that second, so he won't have the slipstream, so he will be vulnerable to Matthias Baldauf behind him. I don't think Matthias can do it into the chicane. But it is going to be very, very close. Niels Langeveld to Wes Kurtz. Is Niels Langeveld going to stay behind? I think he is going to stay behind because it's the last lap. Or is he going to try it up the inside? He's going to try it up the inside. Oh, he has the move already done before we get to the corner. That is the thing. But Mirko Bortolotti now with a bad chicane, I think, or a very bad bus stop. Does he have a slowdown? Does Mirko Bortolotti have a slowdown? Is the question to me. Doesn't look like it. That means that Mirko Bortolotti is going to finish first in Heat 1. Second is going to be Vana, who holds off Baldov, courtesy of that slipstream he got at the end of that chicane there. Oh, as we have small incident, just a small one happening. Okay, so we have some things to look at the moment. Stefano Pellegrino has a drive-through for causing a collision at lap 1, turn 1. Stefan Capella, Florian Stadtmann and Jens Fiedler, no investigation necessary. 5-second time penalty for Lucas Camber, turning into Thomas Pieber in lap 1. 10-second time penalty for Thomas Pieber and Florian Stadtmann. 10-second time penalty for Thomas Pieber. Lap 7 incident causing a collision. These are the penalties that I've got through from race control. And we will look on to result now from this race. Or do we have? We don't have a result yet. Someone is still finishing. Marcus Deutsch is still finishing. No, he isn't. Stefano Pellegrino is still finishing. Here he is. There is our man. Yes, he finishes now, which means that we can have our result from Heat 1. Mirko Bortolotti finishes first. Second is Jonas Vana. Thomas Baldov is third. Fourth, Niels Langeveld. Fifth, Turbas Kurt. Sixth, Marcus Rima. Seventh, Evan Dietzold. Eighth is Clement Schmidt. Ninth is Hugo Sass. 10th, Lucas Cambe. 11th, Julien Rambo-Jules. 12th is Stefan Capella. 13th, Benedikt Hochleitner. 14th is Benedikt, or 14th is Yannick Simon. 15th, Thomas Pieber. 16th, Mike David Ortmann. And Maximilian Paul is gonna be 17th. 18th is gonna be Gustavo Xavier. 19th, Jens Fiedler. 20th, Florian Stadtmann. And 21st and second to last is Marcus Deutsch. And absolutely last, this race was, like we saw, Stefano Pellegrino. After some unfortunate incidents, a drive-through for him, which means that he really has not done himself a favor. Well. Let's look at the grid for the next race then. This is the feature race, the reversed grid race. Maybe we are going to see some incidents here. I ideally hope so. We don't. No safety cars yet, and I hope it stays like that. Gustavo Xavier first, second is Maximilian Paul, third Mike David Ortmann, fourth Thomas Pieber, fifth is Yannick Simon, sixth Benedikt Hochleitner, and seventh is Stefan Capella. 8th is Julien Rambo-Jules, 9th is Lucas Camber, 10th is Hugo Sasse, and 11th is Clement Schmidt, 12th is Evan Dietzold. And further on into the grid we have Marcus Rima, 13th, 14th Thomas Kurtz, 15th Niels Langeveld, 16th Matthias Baldov, 17th Jonas Vana, and 18th Mirko Bortolotti. That is everything reversed. 19th Jens Fiedler, 20th is Florian Stadtmann, 21st and second to last on the grid will be Marcus Deutsch and Stefano Pellegrino will be last on the grid, as we have actually missed the start. This is an absolutely calamity. I'm sorry for that, guys. We are back on it though, as we have a big incident there at T1. A lot of drivers going off there. But this is an absolute tractor effect. But it's still pole who is to the good there. It seems like Mirko Bortolotti is navigating his way around it again. Maximilian Pohl still in the lead though. We are gonna see some shameful slipstreaming, I think. Oh, and missing the corner there is, I think, Mike David Ortman. Yes, that is Mike David Ortman. Niels Langeveld is in fourth. Can he finally win a race now is the question. Oh, do we have a safety car at the moment? Is the question. Yes, we do, I think. Yes, we do have a safety car out at the moment. Or don't we? No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have a safety car out yet. I thought I heard we had a safety car. But I got the wrong message. I think we have one. Yes, we do have a safety car at the moment. Yes, we do. The safety car is out on track. And he will be...
Close the gap, please. Close the gap to the car in front. Close the gap.
As we have some shouting going on. It is the safety car at the moment, which is out on track. As, of course, everyone goes into the pits now. A lot of things happening now in the pits. And who's going to come out of that better as we see a little bit of a pit lane incident there between Niels Langeveld, again not having great luck. Now the safety car is waiting for the field at the second horseshoe. We'll see how the field has stacked up after this. Here, this safety car catching up the field. Forward now with our safety car of the day. And this will back up the field again. As I think Lucas Cambert has short fueled. I think that's what happened here. I think that's what happened. And that is why he is so far in front now. We heard a mad Mirko Bortolotti on the radio, which we're normally not used to hear from him. But Niels Langeveld still in a position to win this race, of course. As I think the safety car will be in this lap. Yes, it will. Lucas Cambert is going to be able to as the field gets underway again. As the restart does cause some calamities. Niels Langeveld, what's he going to be able to do there? Side by side there. Niels Langeveld into the horseshoe they go. Around the outside is Hugo Sasse trying to go, but he gets all unsettled there, which allows Niels Langeveld to get through there. Oh, as Niels Langeveld spins off again. And that is unlucky from the young man. Lucas Cambia still out in front now. Maximilian Paul pressurizing him. And I think this is going to be a done deal onto the banking. But you know who I am counting on, who is going to look forward to, I think, yeah, even putting a point behind this championship. Mirko Bortolotti, he is currently in a position that's already gained 10 positions, but everyone into the pit stop or into the pit lane after that safety car. Mirko Bortolotti is going to try and go up the inside there is the question. He wants to make up as much places as early on as he can, so he has a lot of time to chase down Jonas Vana, who is in front of him. He can't see him, so not a lot of so he has no pressure to do it now, as we see a half spin there. Very well kept on track there, but I don't know who it was. I think it was, yeah, someone going off there. A lot of things happening. Well, Mirko Bortolotti is still behind Stefan Capella. So we now go to the night almost at Daytona. Clemon Schmid. What is he going to be able to do in his purple BWT sponsored Porsche? He disappears and reappears again. And again and again. Which is not ideal. Not something you want to have more often. He is now behind Hugo Sasse. Is he going to try and do something into the first corner, or maybe before that, because ahead of them is Lucas Cambia and he is also very close to them. Does Hugo Sasse have a slowdown? I think Hugo Sasse has a slowdown, and that is going to really hamper him with the field that close after the safety car. Into the first corner, really nothing has happened. He's got past. Jonas Vana is now right behind him, which I think is going to be his death. Oh, a double overtake there maybe from Jonas Vana. Yes, it is. Up into the podium positions he goes. That is absolutely amazing. And yes, Marnix, you did lead the field. That was the first showing of our safety car in this series. It's going to be a kept feature for the next weeks as well. But I think it's a nice thing to add. They really have done a good job on that. As we see an incident here happening. Ooh, I don't know what that. Clemon Schmid also not having the best of luck. He joins the club with Niels Langeveld. Niels Langeveld in the pits though. I think that safety car has thrown the field upside down, kind of. And now look who is third and fourth again. They meet again. Mirko Bortolotti right behind Jonas Vana. Although there is a little bit of a gap between those two guys. Jonas Vana now attacking Lucas Cambe. Lucas not really gonna fight that, I think. Jonas has the slingshot. Lucas, is he gonna play the tactical game here? Is he gonna try and get him back into T1 is the question. Is he close enough? No, he isn't. I don't think Jonas wants to fight this fight because it's not really his fight to get into. Of course, in a sprint race every position counts. But if you don't have the pace and you lose more seconds fighting than just letting him by, And I think letting him by like he did is the best option to do. Very close. Meanwhile, back in the field, Evan Dietzold. He is attacking Stefan Capella, but now under attack from Thomas Piba. He is in the sandwich from the ESR Red guys. He now, I think, has a better exit than Hugo, or than Stefan Capella, which means that he can now attack him into the bus stop. But does he really want it? Yes, he does, because otherwise Thomas Piba behind him from another ESR Red team member is gonna attack him now. They're side by side. It's really the only choice he has. It's very difficult to go side by side into the bus stop chicane, but they somehow make it work. As we see purple sector after purple sector at the front of the field. And now both slipstreaming. Evan Dietzold. Oh, he is just on the flat bit. Thomas Piba. Very close racing from these guys. I hope they keep it clean this time around. Yes, they do. And that is very, very close for the lead. Maximilian Paul. He is trying to fend off Jonas Vana. But can anyone fend off Jonas Vana? As we will give you a lap around this circuit with the leader in just a bit, as we see who our leader is, because currently we have no idea who that is going to be at the end of this lap. It very much looks like that is going to be Jonas Vana. Very, very close, these guys. As he's now on the outside. A lap on the inside of the car with Jonas Vana. While he goes around the outside, tries to go. Well, actually, we'll stay with it because this is an amazing move up the inside on the grass. He's gonna lose it. No, he keeps it on the road. That is absolutely amazing to see. He kept it on the road, got pushed onto the grass there by Maximilian Paul. Now onto the banking they go again. Jonas Vana. What can he do this time around then? Really all over the back of him, but up the back of him also is Mirko Bortolotti, his fear rival. They are almost on the exact same pace. I think Jonas has the edge over Mirko a little bit this race, but on the chicane he's going to try something. No, that's not going to give him the best run. Mirko is going to try and get a very good exit out of this chicane. Is that going to happen is the question. I think it is. Mirko doesn't have a good exit out of that chicane, which doesn't give him the best exit. He wanted to be able to overtake Jonas Vana. And now Jonas Vana is going to go for a move around the outside maybe. Here he is. Mirko Bortolotti trying to go up the inside of both of them. Around the outside of both. He is now on the outside, and now Jonas Vanna is going to have to go up the inside. This is very, very good racing. Oh, and they touch, and they have a big crash. They have a big crash for the lead. That is very, very unfortunate. And I think that there are 3-4 Gazax team cars. That there are 3-4 Gazax team cars involved in that crash, which is not what you want to see. And that gives Lucas Camber, the man who is always good at defending, and it looks like he has finally got some luck now, the lead. We'll go on board with him for a lap around the Daytona International Road Course in just a bit. But Mirko Bortolotti, they are all in the pits with damage. Niels Langeveld up into 9th position now, it looks like. So he still gained some positions there. Benedict Hochleitner is in 8th, just ahead of Niels Langeveld. But Lucas Camber now into the chicane he goes for one. Yeah, definitely that is a very good exit. One time you get that right, we watch it, which is amazing. You don't get that right every time. Righty, we will show you a lap around the Daytona circuit, and then we will get back to you. Enjoy this with your cameraman Lucas Camber. Well, what a lap that was. On board with Lucas Camber, our leader at the moment. He has one more lap to survive, and then he will be a winner in the W12 Sprint Series. It's 1.4 seconds. Hugo Sasse is currently outside of the slipstream range. He wants to keep it like that, because in that way he won't be able to get slipstream down to the chicane, to the bus stop chicane, and then get slipstream to the finish line, which would be an absolute calamity if that happened. Now, still outside of a second is Hugo Sasse. What is he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to have a very good run through the bus stop chicane maybe? Now he is within the second, so now he's really going to be gaining. As meanwhile in the back there we have a lot of fighting going on. Thomas Piba against Yannick Simon and Stefan Capella and Mike David Ottman all, or Markus Rima. Thomas Piba, Yannick Simon and Stefan Capella, very, very close there. Who is gonna win this fight? To the line. It looks like. It looks like it's gonna be unchanged. It looks like it's gonna be unchanged. As that is our finish. That is a very anticlimactic finish. But Lucas Cambre is a winner in the W12 Sprint Series. Congrats to our man as we now wait on one man to finish, I think, Benedikt Hochleitner. We are still waiting on him to finish, which he is gonna do now. He's gonna go into the bus stop. He has one bus stop left, and he gets the red lantern for finishing last. ASR Blue will not be happy with that result, I think. Kazakh Racing Team also not happy, I think, with their team result. Hugo Sasse is the best finishing car from that team. But here we are. Across the line comes Benedikt Hochleitner to finish off this race in style. And we now go on to the grid of today's race. Well, let's go into our German commentary booth and ask Kevin what he thinks about it.
Bildschirm zeigen kann.
Well, Kevin, hello.
Sehen. Just sec. Ihr seht hier in meinem Live-Timing ist Bieber Dritter. Aber hier wird Riemer als Dritter angezeigt. Das heißt, ich weiß ehrlich nicht, wer jetzt Dritter geworden ist. Die sind exakt auf derselben Zeit ins Ziel gekommen. Unfassbar. Unfassbar.
Well, that is amazing.
What? I need a moment. Ich brauche einen Moment.
You're not the only one. Wow.
First question to you. What does your live timing app, who does it show as third place?
As third place, Thomas Piba, 700s ahead of Markus Rima.
All right, because in the overlay it says that for me that Rima is third, but in the live timing it says that Piba is third. And if I look at iRacing, it also says that Rima is third. So let's look at that finish.
Yeah, well, that was very, very close. I mean, I think one of the closest finishes ever in the history of W12 Sprint Series.
Yeah, I mean,
must be.
In the from those guys, I mean, it can't get closer. They have exactly everything to the thousandths of a second is the same. So
for you, for me, that is different.
For me, it says even in iRacing that they finished 5.465 seconds.
4.6.
4.65.
I have wait.
away from first place, so they have exactly the same time for me.
Yeah.
And I will look at the replay now. I want to find out how close it was in the end.
Well, it must be very, very close actually, because from what I've seen now, it's wow. That is amazing.
We're so
We did have a penalty there, last moment for Evan Ditzold, which denied
Really?
him from a 15-second time penalty, which denied him from a great result. And
I mean,
luckily the incident between Jonas Vana, Mirko Bortolotti, and Maximilian Paul will be investigated after the race, so they're on it now.
oh my god, it is like they are literally perfect crossing the line. They are, I mean, holy cow. That is absolutely remarkable. Look at that. How is that for a finish? Was ist das für ein Finish? Das könnt ihr mir doch nicht erzählen. Das könnt ihr mir doch nicht erzählen, dass die wirklich so nebeneinander ins Ziel fahren.
Well, I mean, can it get even better than that?
Unfassbar. Und dann auch noch, and then for P3, for a podium position. Unbelievable. Ja, also Benny muss Curly sein, weil er wird auch in iRacing als Dritter angezeigt, dass es Curly ist anscheinend vorne. Aber wie knapp kann das eigentlich sein? Wie knapp kann das eigentlich sein? Unfassbar. Unfassbar knapp. And the thing is, Mirko told me we should just drag the top 3 in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just reminded me. So let's just do that. But yeah, now so Kramberg, Sasse, and Riemer in that case.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get Hugo in here then.
Okay. Let's start with.
Yeah, I think we're gonna interview a man who is very happy about the result in the feature race from the second server. Hugo, welcome.
Hello.
Well, Hugo, I think first of all, congrats with your second place. Tell us how it all
Thank you.
played out.
Well, I've started pretty in the midfield, I think P9 or P10. The start was fine. I think I was P5 after the start. And then it was just about surviving. Then I was P4 after a little mistake. And yeah, I was behind Lucas, who won at the end. And we avoided an incident where the first 3 cars crashed. So it was all about surviving the race, and at the end I finished P2. I think speed was quite well, and yeah, was fine.
Yeah, just not able to catch up to Lucas. I think one more lap and you would have had him, because you were, I think, just not in the slipstream going on to the first banking. But yeah, brilliantly driven. Kevin, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think was just one lap missing at the end, but was really funny, the race. Was much about the toe at the end, also in quali where I didn't have the toe, so I started piece 16, I think. But at the end it was fine, and yeah, was good fun to race.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. Well, Kevin, do you have anything to ask Hugo?
At the moment, I need to focus on some audio issues. I'm very sorry. Somebody
No worries.
says they hear stuff a couple of times in the stream. No, great race, Hugo. Congrats.
Thanks.
Good job there. Also avoiding all the stuff. How is it?
Yeah.
How much? I don't know if you are practicing or if you are driving the Daytona 24. If you plan on doing that.
At the moment not, because I just have no time. I have a lot of school, and yeah.
All
Also
right.
the new racing season starts soon, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I wanted to ask how much maybe that's practice, but in that case, that doesn't apply. Yeah, no, but yeah, how difficult are those Porsche Cups into turn 1? Because they
Well,
are usually very difficult to drive.
yeah, they are pretty difficult. It's more about going slow in, fast out. But I really like the Porsche Cup. Finally, it came in the W12 series. That made me happy at the end because we had so many times GTE or V8. So I was really happy to drive the Cup car.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of guys waiting in the waiting room. Yeah. So I think we should crack on with the interviews.
Well, Hugo.
Thank you, Hugo,
Yeah, thanks for
No
the interview.
problem. Thanks.
and good luck for last race next week and your season ahead.
Exactly. Thank you.
So I'd say let's get the winner of the second race,
Go on.
and I'll just pull him in.
That's yours.
Lucas.
Yes.
Yes. What a race. Was für ein Rennen.
Thanks. Danke. Deutsch oder Englisch?
Machen wir auf Englisch, damit es alle verstehen, glaube ich. Ist, glaube ich, fairer
Ja.
allen Zuschauern gegenüber. Yeah, great race, Lucas. You won after a very, let's say, fortunate accident happened in front of you. How
Yeah.
was it for you?
Yeah, at the end I'm very happy. It was clear that I'm winning. I just been very lucky with the crash with Jonas Werner, Paul and Bortolotti.
Yeah.
I came through and have a gap to Hugo. He was a bit quicker than me, but I managed it to the end and very happy with the race.
Yeah, great job. I mean, you still have to stay behind those guys to take advantage of their mistake.
Exactly.
So still great pace from you.
Yeah, I always was more than a half second, maybe slower than they, but I had a bit luck with the slipstream and had a very good start from 9 to 3rd in corner 1, and after the pits I was first, then letting Paul through. Yeah, and that was the key, I think.
Well, Lucas, I have another question for you. It's not about this race, but it's about the first server. We, after seeing you now through 3 weeks in a row, call you the start king because you always seem to have very good starts, especially when we have rolling starts, and then seem to defend very well. Is it just luck, or I don't think
Yeah.
so because it happened 3 times in a row, but
I think a mixture. I try to be always very calm and relaxed and not to dive to the corners or just avoiding crashes. That's the main goal, and at the end it works because some other drivers are quite aggressive in the first lap, and I'm lucky the last weeks, but try to race calm, and at the end it paid off.
well, Lucas, thank you for the interview, and I'm gonna wish you good luck for next week, the last race ahead of us, and for your new season.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you. Thanks both. Bye.
So as the next, I would say we grab a couple of drivers, so 2.
Yes.
And I think there should be our 2, main attractions from the last race, Thomas Pieper and Markus Riemer.
Yes.
I think those 2 should, as they have finished maybe next to each other.
Well,
I
I'll
think
pick
we should
Thomas
talk
then.
to them. Then I pick Marcus.
They're both in here
So,
now.
Yeah. Markus, Thomas,
Hallo.
Hallo?
English, German, preference?
Deutsch.
Deutsch. Okay. Gut, dann machen wir es auf Deutsch.
Steirisch.
Steirisch, na, das kann ich nicht. Als Wiener. Wir haben euch natürlich aus einem ganz guten Grund zu zweit hier reingeholt. Ihr könnt euch wahrscheinlich denken, welche das sein könnte. Ich habe es auch bei mir im Stream gerade am Bildschirm. Was für ein Finish. Unfassbar. Ich habe es überhaupt nicht gepackt, mir das jetzt live anzuschauen. Und jetzt nochmal habe ich das Bild eben gerade, wie ihr zwei mehr oder wirklich exakt gleichzeitig fast über die Linie rollt. Und dann auch noch für P3. Also wie waren diese letzten Runden für euch, speziell nach dem Crash an der Spitze?
Ja, es war also überraschend, dass wir vorbeikommen sind. Und ja, mit dem Tom haben wir halt wirklich einen guten Fight gehabt. Das war richtig lustig. Also wir fahren auch ziemlich viel zusammen. Und da lässt man sich halt den Respektabstand, da kracht's nachher nicht. Ich habe leider einmal mich verbremst, da bin ich mal ein bisschen reingerutscht, das hat mich ein bisschen geärgert, aber es war trotzdem ein super Kampf und macht Lust auf mehr noch.
Es, unsere meiste Arbeit war eigentlich, dass wir wie hat er geheißen?
Den
Oder
Janek.
was? Janik, ja, dass wir,
Ja,
dass wir Arm hinter uns gehalten und jetzt haben wir halt irgendwie zusammengearbeitet, dass wir zum Schluss dann so eng übers Ziel fahren, war gar nicht geplant oder auch nicht gedacht.
Ich
wir
glaube,
haben
das
ja,
kann man fast gar nicht planen. So eng wie das war. Also wenn man das will, schafft man das wahrscheinlich gar nicht. Wie war für euch? Ich weiß natürlich von euch, dass ihr schon fürs Daytona 24er trainiert. Für alle, die nicht von der ASR im Stream sind. Wir sind ja Teamkollegen, wir drei. Das heißt, inwiefern hat euch das vielleicht heute jetzt bei dem Rennen geholfen? Ich weiß, dass der Porsche Cup ist kein Fahrzeug, das beim Daytona mitfährt, aber die Strecke hat man jetzt natürlich trotzdem viel geübt. Inwiefern habt ihr da das Training mitnehmen können? Falls überhaupt?
Eigentlich gar nicht, weil ich fahre mit dem LMP2, habe ich vor, dass ich mit dem 24er fahre. Und das ist ganz was anderes. Aber es macht richtig Spaß mit dem Cup Porsche.
Mhm.
Aber ohne Windschatten bist du verloren. Eine Sekunde ist das. Ein Wahnsinn.
Eine Sekunde, Tag. Okay. Ja, nach dem
Mhm.
Qualifying war ich mir nicht sicher, wie viel es tatsächlich ist. Es war nur eindeutig zu sehen, dass man den Windschatten für eine gute Quali-Zeit gebraucht hat.
Ja.
Ähm, Markus, du bist natürlich jemand, der sehr viel mit dem Porsche Cup auch fährt. Wie war Turn 1 im Porsche Cup zu fahren? Weil ist ja grundsätzlich immer ein schwieriges Auto auf der Bremse und Turn 1 ist eine unfassbar schwierige Kurve zum
ich
Reinbremsen.
habe eigentlich sehr angenehm gefunden. Jetzt will ich nicht
Mhm.
großkotzig klingen oder so,
Ja?
aber er war richtig super zum Fahren. Er hat mir
We're gonna
richtig
get
taugt.
Niels in
Und
here in a bit.
ja, wie der Tom gesagt hat, also Windschatten ist halt das A und O, das brauchst.
Mhm.
Und wir haben halt noch und probiert eben den anderen halt, Entschuldige, jetzt den Namen vergessen, den
Janek.
Yannick, haben wir halt dann schon probiert mit Bumpdraften irgendwie, dass wir zusammen schneller werden, ich und der Tom, dass wir irgendwie wegkommen, aber da hast du keine Chance, ne?
Ja, das hat man gesehen. Also auch wenn ihr ASR blau und ASR rot seid, glaube ich.
Ja,
Ja, auf
Und
das
du,
haben wir gar nicht gedacht.
natürlich wird dann trotzdem unter den ASR-Farben wird dann trotzdem miteinander gefightet.
ja, wir sind
Ähm,
ja trotzdem eine große Familie, ne?
genau, das ist doch das Schöne dran. Dann bedanke ich mich bei euch zwei. Der Nils wartet noch, das heißt, wir wollen den jetzt auch nicht viel länger warten lassen. Unfassbares Finish an euch zwei. Ihr habt uns tolle Action jetzt geliefert in diesem zweiten Rennen. Vielen Dank an euch. Ich hoffe, es hat Spaß gemacht und vielleicht sehen wir uns ja noch nächste Woche in der letzten Runde. Ein letztes Mal.
Ja,
Ein paar Runden drehen.
Grüß euch. Danke
jo,
fürs Zuschauen.
Dankeschön.
passt. Danke fürs
Bye bye.
Zuschauen. Ciao.
All right. So now let's pull then Niels in here. I'm gonna throw them out.
I'll pull him in.
Niels in. Ah, I've got him already.
Oh, you've
All
got him
right,
already.
Niels. And now he's gone.
There
There
he
he
is. Hey, he's
Alright,
back.
Niels. He's back.
Hello. Hello,
Thanks for
guys.
waiting long enough.
Yeah, it's bedtime,
lot
man.
So, Dan, you guys are
Yeah.
nation compatriots. So I'll
Well,
let you do the interview. Or?
Niels, the choice is to you. Do you want it in Dutch or in English?
English is fine. I
Okay.
think that we have so many viewers. I think then English is the best.
Well, Niels, I think the word to sum this evening up for you is, in my eyes, unlucky.
Well, yeah, maybe yes.
You've had some good racing in the first server, but second
Yeah,
server,
I'm trying to remember everything that happened today in this evening. So
It's also difficult for us. No worries.
yeah, so when starting with the Porsche, with the GTE cars, that was much fun. Felt I did it. It was quite a long time ago. I drove with the Porsche GTE, but now it felt quite good already. So I needed the 20 minutes of practice was just enough. So yeah, and then it was quite good qualifying. One lap, you have to do it in one lap, so everything has to come together in one lap. But went quite well as well, so I was quite up to pace in the field as my first time in the series, which wasn't bad. And then during the race, I think it was with my old teammate Maximilian Paul. We crashed at the start, which was really unfortunate. In the end, I finished P5 or P6, I think. Yeah. So that was quite good. In the end, quite a good comeback. But the pace was there. That was really unlucky. And then with the Porsche, one race P4, and that was with the refueling. I'm not really used to refueling and all that kind of stuff, but with the refueling, I stopped too far forward, so I had to put it in reverse. That's where I lost the fight for the lead. But and then in the second race, I completely lost it myself. Also, I'm not so familiar with is that you have a safety car, and then you need, of course, take into account that you could have cold tires. And I had, and I spun myself while braking into turn 5 or something. And then I had a crash. Yeah, then you're in the back of the field, and things like that can happen. But it was, to sum up everything, my first time here. It was really, really fun to do, especially so many races. The drawing, so a lot of people normally, when they know what to race, they already practice 1 week in front. But now you can't really practice, which is really fun.
Well, I think Mirko will be very happy with that.
He is, and I am already looking forward. You have one more round next week, right?
Yes,
exactly.
we do.
And we hope to see you there.
Yeah, I try to be there. I arrived that day back from Spain, so when I'm not tired enough, I will join. And otherwise, there is a next season as well, right? When is
definitely.
the next season?
Soon.
Not soon enough.
We don't know yet, but there will be one, and it will be definitely soon. So
not soon enough.
Stay tuned to that. We would hope to see you in next week's race, and then of course in seasons to come.
Yeah, in the seasons to come, I want to fight for the championship, of course.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Exactly.
Pushing the main man maybe off the perch, who we might introduce as our next guest and our last guest for tonight. Dan, what do you think?
Yes, exactly. Niels,
so Neil,
I'm gonna thank you
very much.
Yes.
Okay, thank you as well. Bye bye.
Great
Ciao.
racing.
Bye. You can put him in here.
The moment you've been waiting for.
I think we've all been waiting for.
We've all been waiting for our
new
winner
and refreshed,
old and new
champion.
And now he's turned himself. I'll just pull him in.
Yeah, Mirko, welcome.
Hi guys.
Mirko.
Hi, Mirko.
Yes, first of all, I think we both have to congratulate you with the championship. You've driven amazing this season. I think until the last race you were on a roll actually, but just some bad luck in the last race. But I mean, what an evening it was for you. I think the first race. Do you know what happened already to Jonas? Because we still don't know.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you and congrats to you guys as well for making it really, really special and making it better and better with the time. Now it's season 3 of this championship. We started, I think, in the middle of summer with Kevin and the other guys, and then it's been a nice journey. We actually started just to have a weekly race between the ASR guys and ourselves, and step by step it became better and let's say bigger with more interest. So definitely actually not what we planned, but it's something that came natural more, I would say. And obviously it's cool. I think we're all having fun. It's something different, and it's good racing with a good mix of real life drivers and sim racers with more or less experience. So it's always challenging. You never know what's coming next, what track, what car, what strategy is the best, blah blah blah. So I think it's you don't only need to drive and be fast, but you need to use your brain a little bit and make sure that you do the right calls at the right time. So it's quite challenging and quite fun and quite cool. Yeah, coming back to the evening, as you said, it was a really good one, I would say. The first server picking the BMW was probably not the best choice. We've seen on pace, the Corvette seemed to be the strongest car tonight. That's also what we expected. But I knew that maybe with a clean race and with a good strategy, I could fight. So I had to attack Jonas straight away. After starting P2, I knew I had to attack him early, because if I give him the room to kind of pull away, it would be difficult to catch him. So I needed to get the first chance. I had a small mistake, and I managed to pass him. And then he was definitely faster than me. He passed me back, and coming back to your question, he had at the speed exit, he was blocked by one car and lost a little bit of time. So that's basically where he lost the race, and then something else happened. I think he had a little incident, along the way, and so that's why he couldn't win the race. And I didn't expect that. It was the first BMW win in a official race in GTE. So that was actually my goal. I said I will keep driving the BMW until I win it. Because we had Porsche domination so far in all GTE races.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that it was quite mixed in terms of brands tonight, not only one brand. So that's what we wanted to achieve also with the BOP, which seems to be working quite fine. As you see, it doesn't matter what car you pick, you can be competitive. That's the goal, that's the target. So yeah.
Definitely. I think also a great shout was changing the fuel strategies up from this week on. So as we explained, you can start with only a limited amount, but you can refuel as much as you like. So it really mixed up the strategies, especially in the GTE race, I think. I was really excited to see what Jonas's strategy, how it would have played out. Sadly, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of different strategies, and I think two guys that made it from after a pit stop in lap 1, where they just filled up and made it to P5 and P6. So great to see that one has worked out very well. Mirko, of course, you have talked about it a bit. We know that you are like the main organizer of this series. So coming up to the last week, next time, how do you look back on the season as a whole, maybe, in terms of also driving quality and maybe just overall fun that you've had and you've seen from your competitors, from your teammates that were driving with you? So what was the feedback that you maybe got from them?
Well, the feedback not only from our team, but also from the other guys, because we always try to have an open conversation to see what we can do, what we can improve. But the feedback's always been good. I think we are struggling a little bit in some races with driving standards, with incidents like we had 2 weeks ago in the LMP2 race, unfortunately. But we are trying to find solutions for that. We have great support now also on race control side from the Platinum Racing League guys. Dan is also part of that, together with his colleague Marnix Heister. So we are trying to improve it, and I think tonight was also. I mean, we still had accidents, but it's normal when you're fighting. Also in football, you have fouls and you have people sent off the pitch. So this is sim racing, so it's normal that it can happen. But it happens to everyone. Happened to me now in the second race also. Without just being in the right spot at the wrong time, and you just get caught in an accident. That's it. But it's part of it's also fun at the end of the day. It's not a problem. The season itself, we started, I think, the first race of season 3 we had, I think, 34 drivers or something. It was Motegi V8. And it was, I thought, well, this is gonna be busy, but unfortunately, many guys that signed up had to prepare for major events in the meantime, and that's why we lost a couple of drivers along the way. But they will come back. It's just a matter of preparing for more important stuff than this. And for the rest, I think everybody likes the format the way as Niels just explained it 10 minutes ago. It's you never know what's coming next. You cannot really prepare for a W12 series race, and this is what makes the series so special. That's why we wanted to have it like this, because we've had the issue in the past that the guy that is on vacation or has the best connection to a big team and gets the best setups or can put the most time into iRacing at the end of the day will be unbeatable. And this is not what we want to have, just because one guy can practice 10 hours a day and another guy maybe comes home 10 minutes before the server starts. And that's why I think the way we're handling it is the best for what we are trying to have on for our purpose.
Yeah,
Definitely. It has produced some great racing, as
It definitely
again
has.
seen tonight, and we will hope for a lot of W12 seasons coming in the future.
well,
Yeah,
Rico,
same here. Same here. I think we are all in the same boat, and it's not the series of one guy; it's the series of us all. So,
Yeah.
if you guys are down to continue, for sure, we should do that. And let's try to. I mean, next week I will not be here, but let's have a good end of season 3, and then we will have probably 1 or 2 weeks of a break, considering we have 24 Hours Daytona, the real one, of course, but also on iRacing. There will be a lot of interest in that, so I think the next season will start in February, the first week probably of February. That should be, let's say, roughly the idea of season 4.
Mhm.
And for sure we will keep the format as it is, and we will maybe add some new car classes to the draw, and if possible, some other tracks.
well, definitely
We'll
looking
see.
forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. It was great fun. It will be great fun next week when we are back with the last round of the W12. Of course, Mirko, congrats to your championship victory.
Yeah.
Great racing all season.
I think very consistent as well.
Very consistent. Yeah, that's the thing that gets very much rewarded, of course, in this. But if you have heard the interview we did with Niels just a second ago, he said he's coming for your crown. So be prepared.
Yeah, no, well, first of all, thank you. It's for sure nice to have won all 3 seasons so far. So I need some challenge, and I'm happy that Niels is planning to take the crown. So let's look forward to the season. I hope also that Markus Steffel, who was really impressive this season, honestly.
Definitely.
I hope he's coming back and maybe full time. And obviously the other guys, Jonas, Max had some bad luck, didn't have a lot of time to drive. He's also one to watch. Martin, Stadtmann as well. Clemens, never forget Clemens. Hugo did some big progress. Ben Green and all the other guys. Obviously also the silver class getting more and more interesting. We've seen today that also silver class, that's classified driver, won the race once again. So the level is quite high in that class as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to have all the guys back for the next season.
Yeah, definitely. If we
Us
look
well.
at the progress of the drivers, I think this season has been the most competitive by far from the 3 we've done up until now.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think
fully
we've
agree.
had the most challenges. So if Jonas and, as you said, Markus Steffer, for instance, can work it out to drive all the races next time around, we should have a very good fight for the championship.
And the fuel safe crown for Thomas Bieber. Never forget that. the best guy on fuel saving in the whole grid.
We should do like special trophies for special achievements.
Yes, exactly.
Fuel saving
End of the
trophy
season
for
award.
Thomas Fuel. End of
Fuel
season award.
saving, most crashes.
Most crashes, yeah. Most spins, something like that.
There
We'll
will be
find a way.
interesting trophies to be handed out for sure.
This Vinala trophy. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Rico, I have one final
Alright, guys.
question for you.
See you soon.
I have
Take
one
care.
final question for you, Rico.
Yeah, sorry.
How drunk are you gonna get tonight?
Nah, not at all, man.
Tuesday.
Not
Come
at all.
on. Let's wait
No, no,
until
no.
the weekend.
I'm in full preparation for Dubai, so.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Well-
So thank you, Mirko.
Yes, thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
And
Take
good
care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Well, Cav, that is amazing to hear all of that. I mean, it makes me even more exciting for next season.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about it. This has been like at the most competitive season of the W12, definitely up until now. We've had some very good drivers who really could challenge for a win every time they stepped into the car. Mirko pointed two of them out, especially Vanna and Steffel, who have both had some great results, but also a bit of bad luck, I think. And also some more guys from his team, as he said, Stadtmann, Maxi Paul. Those are also very, very
Yeah.
fast drivers. Ben Green, DTM trophy champion, not to forget, who sadly didn't have too much time this season around, but I think he competed last week or the week before that.
I think the week before that.
So I think the week before that. So he's also a very, very fast guy, and I hope to see him next time round in more races.
Yes.
So we can be very excited for the future of the series.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm 100% sure. So I'd say you
I'll end it off.
you'll end it with your guys
Yes.
on English, and I'll do it on German for my stream. And So thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
For taking
You
over
thank
the
you.
side again.
Yes.
And we will hear each other again next week for the final.
Yes.
The W12.
Yes.
So take care,
Look
guys.
forward to it.
Take care, guys, in English chat. I hope to hear you guys, or I hope you hear me again soon.
Yes.
That's how it works. All right.
Bye bye. Well, guys, thank you for watching. It has been an amazing season. We have a new champion. He was our old champion as well, Mirko Bortolotti. Amazing driving from him this season. Very consistent as well. So, yeah, I mean, a very deserved champion. Yeah, I think this has been it for me. What more is to say than what Mirko just said? Amazing words from him. Yeah. I'll say thanks for watching, everyone. It has been an amazing season. Next week we'll end it off. We'll end it off on a high, hopefully. Mirko will sadly not be there, but he is already champion. So, I mean, can you do anything about it? But hey, I mean, yeah. From PRL, from W12, we thank you. We thank you for watching. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. So yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, we thank you for that, and yeah, stay safe out there. I know with this whole virus it's difficult too, but try and stay safe out there. Yeah, we will see you guys next week for the finale of W12 series. Until then, bye bye.